This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
When it comes to strong bones, are you on the right path? We have postmenopausal osteoporosis.
Wow. Peace, family. Peace, family. As you see, I'm going a little more new school. That's Tank. I love that song, Treat Me Like Somebody. It's perfect for the perfect topic tonight, which we're talking about the twin flames. So we're going to get it in tonight. I apologize. I was off for 2 weeks. I was on holiday. I was out in the cold in the Northeast. So big up to all those in like DC and East. You guys are living in the cold weather. So Fleur Broom was out up in the mountains in the snow, and I am back in sunny, beautiful Florida. So I'm so grateful to be back. So big up to the family. Peace out. So listen, check on in. You know how we do. You know, for those who are just checking in, you already started our kick it off. Charlotte, North Kakalaki already knows what's going down, DA. So we're going to shout out the places that we're from. That's what we do. That's how we kick off the show. So if you don't like this part of the show, I suggest you go get some snacks, go relax a little bit, because we're going to kick off the show with our shout outs and our representation of our peeps. So Los Angeles already in the house. Dollface is checking in. Big up Dollface. Peace. A princess is checking in from DC. What up, DC's in the house? Yaya coming in from Chicago, the Windy City. Big up to y'all. 12 degrees in Jersey. Just came from there. Woo! Jersey's in the house. Maryland's in the house. Alabama's in the house. Houston, Texas, Chi-Town, Arizona, San Diego's in the house. Los Angeles in the house. Atlanta's in the house. Virginia's in the house. Orlando. Houston's in the house. Miami, Florida. Stockholm, California's in the house. Alabama's in the house. San Jose, California. Newark's in the house. Connecticut representing. San Diego, Barbados is in the house. Orlando, Mississippi, Atlanta, Harlem. What up, Uptown? Houston's in the house. Was good? Staten Island, Maryland, Mississippi. What up, LA? Sacramento, California's in the house. Albuquerque is in the house. What's good? Beat Town is in the house. What's good with y'all? ATL again in the house. Gardenia's in the house. Gardenia, is that correct? Dallas is in the house. San Bernardino is in the house. Spain is in the house. Houston, Texas. Gardenia. I hope California's in the house. New York, of course, representing. Louisiana in the house. Arkansas representing. Long Island, Strong Island is in the house. What up? Houston, Maryland, Dallas, Rockford, Illinois is in the house. What's good? D-Town's in the house. Toronto, Ontario County's in the house. What's good, Toronto? Canada's in the house. Georgia, Australia. What's up with the Down Under? Peace to y'all. Houston's in the house. North Kakalaki again. Rutland, England. Big up to our family in England. Michigan, D-Town again in the house. Big up to y'all. It's nice and chilly in your neck of the woods. Jamaica and UK. What's up? The Caribbean is up in Europe in the house. What up? Philly representing. Arizona representing. What's good? Chicago again, the Windy City. Corpus Christi, Texas. Big up to y'all. Tampa, Florida. Big up to y'all. So big up to everyone. Did we get every... You laugh when I say Houston. Yeah, New Zealand's in the house. What's good with y'all? Let me kick off some other places. Mount Vernon, New York. You know, that's on my own neck of the woods. I got to give a shout out first to Mount Vernon, under Mount Vernon. So big up to our Westchester County crew from White Plains, New Rochelle, Nashville, Tennessee is in the house. Yonkers. Latinas like to say Yonkers. Yonkers, New York is in the house. Go a little further up to Ithaca, Buffalo, Rochester. Going a little further upstate New York. Greece, New York. Talking about Plattsburgh, New York. Binghamton, big up to the college brethren in Binghamton, New York. Representing Albany, New York is representing in the house. What up, Charlotte, North Kakaleki's in the house. What's good? Going a little first, big up to our Canadian family. You know, you guys always get on me for not saying Canada because I'm so used to my Canadian family and I've taken you for granted. So big up to the Canadian family, our family from Canada, from Montreal, Quebec, from Toronto, and Ontario County, from Windsor. Big up to our family. D-Town is right next to Windsor, so big up to the D-Town right there. Are there more energetic places that seem to be more supernatural? Yes, there are. We'll get into that a little bit. We were in New York. Connecticut's always representing in the house. Big up to Connecticut. Big up to our family in, of course, Virginia. I didn't see Virginia in the house tonight. Big up to Virginia in the house. I know you guys are a little chilly. Even in ATL, it's a little chilly in your neck of the woods. Big up to our family in ATL. Big up to our family in New Orleans. New Orleans is always in the house. Big up to y'all in New Orleans. Big up to our family in Mississippi. Big up to our family in Gary, Indiana. Big up to y'all. Big up to our family and all of Florida. Ooh, it's so warm. And it's actually chilly in our neck of the woods. So, but it was warmer than when I was northeast. So big up to our family. Big up to our family in Pennsylvania, especially up in the mountains. Big up to our family in Holland. What up? Holland's in the house. The Netherlands is representing. Big up to Holland. We have our family in, I was up in the mountains in Pocono Mountains, which is quite chilly, with all the beautiful black bears. Loving it. Big up to our family in California, of course, and San Diego, San Francisco. Big up to our family in also Las Vegas. Big up to our family and, my bougies up. Well, the bougies, a lot of my bougies who give me intel from Beverly Hills is always represented in the house. Our Beverly Hills family represents deep and tough for the flirt room. They were blowing spots up in Hollywood. So they've decided to bounce, and they've joined some of the sea stars that are up in Dubai right now. So big up to my intel that was originally in Beverly Hills, and they bounced for good reason. Big up to North Kakalakis in the house. Big up to our family in, let's go in the Caribbean. Big up to our Bahamas family. Roswell, Georgia. Big up to you. Baton Rouge. There we go. Louisiana's in the house. Trinidad. There you go. Trinidad's in the house. We have Bahamas. We have St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. Vincent. That's our Virgin Islands. Big up to our family in Barbados. Big up to our family in Baltimore's in the house. What up? Big up to our family in, of course, in Jamaica. A big up to our brethren in Jamaica. Big up to our family in, of course, in Bermuda. Big up to our family in Turks and Caicos. Big up to our family in Tobago. Big up to our family in Saint Martin and Saint Martin. Big up to my famille in Francophonic Martinique, Dominica, Haiti, Guadeloupe, and big up to my French phonic famille in those areas. Big up to our family, of course, in St. Bart's and Barbuda. Big up to our Puerto Rican family, doing better in Puerto Rico, even though it's still chaotic in Puerto Rico. Our Puerto Rico family is doing well. So big up to our Boniquas up in Puerto Rico right now, doing well and living off the land. And I saw some of where they are staying, and they built up a little wonderful little, it looks like teepees is beautiful, and they've got hammocks and everything. So big up to our natural family up in Puerto Rico, doing it up. Big up to y'all. Big up to our family, of course, in Curacao. Big up to our family, of course, let's go towards Central America, Honduras. Big up to Phoenix Rising and his lovely pregnant wifey. She's beautiful. I'm not sure when she's due, but big up to them. I wanted to give a special shout out to them who are doing it up in Honduras. Big up to y'all. Big up to our family in Costa Rica. Big up to our family in Guatemala. Big up to our family in Peru. Big up to our family, and of course in Panama, because I have family in Panama doing it up, dancing right now, I'm sure. Big up to our Guyanese family from Guyana. That's more in South America. We're going a little further up. Big up to our family in Colombia. Big up to our family in Argentina. Big up to the family in Venezuela. Big up to our Mexicana family, South, North, and Central Mexico. Beautiful people. Big up to my Mexicana family, the bloodline of the Mayan and the Incan. Beautiful, deep bloodline that runs deep. They talk about the Mexicano people coming here and being gangbangers. That is all warrior energy. Don't get it twisted. All the wonderful hieroglyphs that they put on their bodies that they call tattoos, they are rocking their ancestors up. Best believe. It might be misdirected because there are in the States in, the Matrix, but that is all in their bloodline. So big up to our Mexicano family, especially our, I want to give a shout out to, what's his name? Puerto Plata, not Puerto Plata in Dominican Republic. I will remember her name. She's beautiful. She's a wonderful representation of strength of divine feminine, and she's a Mexican bloodline, and she's beautiful. She's doing a lot of I forgot her name. I will shout her out once I remember her name. I listen to a lot of her videos. I know our circles run close and deep, so I want to make sure that I give her a shout out. I'll remember her name during the video, hopefully. So big up to her. Big up to our family going more to South America. Big up to our family in Paraguay. Big up to our family, of course, in Brazil, which you'll be seeing a lot of us very soon. Brazil is going to be represented well. Big up again to our Guyana family and our Suriname family in South America as well. Big up to them. I think I said big up to Venezuela as well. Big up to our Dominicana family. I did not forget you. As I love my platanos, I make jokes because I love platanos. Like some of you like rice. So big up to our Dominicana family as well in the Caribbean. Let's go in Europe. Big up to our UK family, our England family in England. Big up to y'all. Big up to our family in Iceland. Big up to our family in Greenland. Big up to our family in the Czech Republic. Big up to our Bulgarian family. Big up to our family in Denmark, Holland, and Switzerland and Sweden. Big up to our family in Finland. So big up to our family in the Netherlands. Big up to our family in Northern Ireland. Big up to our family in Southern Ireland. Big up to our family in Amsterdam. Amsterdam, peace, peace. That's right, Trey. Big up to our family in Amsterdam. Big up to our family also in France, Spain. Big up to our family in Italy, especially in Naples and Venice. Big up to our family, of course, again in Spain and Madrid. Big up to our family in Barcelona as well. We have a huge family in Barcelona. Big up to our family in Greece and Turkey. Big up to our family, of course, in Israel and in especially in Palestine. Even though there's, like I said, we have a couple who's getting married very soon that met via this platform. They're getting married. They're from two different families. One is from Tel Aviv and Israel, and one is from Palestine, and they're getting married. And we're going to bring unity to a placement of a region that has been highly piloted for many years now. So I'm wishing that that union may bring some sort of energetic peace to those wonderful, beautiful people. So big up to them. Big up to our family in Pakistan. Big up to our family in Afghanistan. Big up to my homie in Jordan. I just did a Kiki session with Omar in Jordan. Big up to Razbi. Razi B, that's her husband in Jordan. So big up to our family in the Middle East. Big up to our family in Saudi Arabia. Big up to our family in Kuwait. Big up to our family in, of course, Dubai. As you know, my homegirls are all going to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. They're going back and forth. And I'm grateful that they're privileged like that. So big up to them. Some of the Beverly Hills Nistas are meeting up with them because they had to get out of Dodge for blowing spots up in Hollyweird. So big up to them. I support the blowing spots. I'm okay with it. So big up to them. Let's go to beautiful and last but not least, one of the biggest, most masterful continents on this beautiful planet, Africa, l'Afrique. That's what we say, l'Afrique. So Africa, big up to our family in the Congo. You know, I love our family in the Congo. Big up to our family in Sierra Leone. Big up to our family in Nigeria. I like Nigeria. Big up to our family in Ghana. Big up to our South African family. Big up to our family in Liberia. Big up to our family in Libya. Big up to our family in Yemen. Big up to our family in Ethiopia. Big up to our family in Tanzania. Big up to our family all over the continent, the beautiful, masterful, rich in resources, Africa. The continent capital of the entire planet. I love Kenya. And big up to Kenya, of course. I'm sorry. Big up to Kenya, beautiful Kenya. Big up to, yes, it is the motherland. It was where all resources come from. The main resources all come from Africa. Big up to our family in Thailand. We're going in Asia. Big up to our family in Bangladesh, especially in India. And a lot of our Bangladeshi family are also located in, of course, in England. So big up to our Bangladeshi family, big up to our family in Vietnam, big up to our family in China, big up to our family in South Korea, big up to our family in of course, the Philippines, big up to our family in Guam, big up to our family in Japan, big up to all our family in Asia. Oh, big up to our family in the Down Under, and not the least, but beautiful country of Australia. Big up to y'all. Big up to our family. I forgot our family in the States over here. Yes, right, that's right. I got Australia in the house and New Zealand. Big up to our family in Hawaii. A big mahalo to our family in Hawaii, especially the Big Island. Hey, what up, Morris? Morris is usually on here. Big up to Morris, who's from Oahu, which is better known as Honolulu. Big up to our family in Maui. Big up to our family in Kauai. And big up to our family on the Big Island. So I'm giving shout outs to almost everywhere on the planet. Wilkes-Barre, that's right. I know your AVP airport, Desmond. Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I wasn't too far from you. There's a lot of skiing in that way, in that neck of the woods. Dakota, South Dakota. Big up to our family in South Dakota. I know many of our people in South Dakota also contact me, and we have a nice family in South Dakota and in Colorado. So big up to our family in Colorado. Big up to our family in Kansas City. Big up to our family in Minnesota. Big up to our family in Middle America. We generally don't give shout outs. We have quite a bit of family there. It's just sometimes when I'm going, I kind of sidebar them just because it's smaller areas in the middle, and we normally don't talk about them that often, but they are just as beautiful and relatively important. So I have to give a shout out to our galactics. So big up to our homies and the ones to hold Flurbu down every week, every day, all week, all day, all universes, all dimensions, and that is the Andromedans. Big up to the Andromedans that hold it down for Flurbu. Big up to the Antorians contactees, Octorians. Big up to the Syrians and Lyrian contactees. Big up to the beings that are connected to the aquatics, because a lot of you are getting intel lately. So big up to the aquatics, all you Myrrh family, Wait, can I give a shout out to all of those wonderful sirens? Listen, sirens, you are doing a masterful job. Get them. Big up to the sirens that are really making it very difficult for naughty men right now that have been doing debaucherous things to women. You are paying via these wonderful, mysterious, saucy, debaucherous, venomous sirens. I love you, sirens. Keep doing what you're doing. You're taking down all the pseudo-conscious community. Mwah! Beautiful sirens. I love you. When you return to the water, you'll be so rewarded. Big up to the sirens. Big up to our family, to our Anunnaki family, especially the Nega serpent line. Big up to the Centaurians. Centaurians are coming out in the mix. Big up to our wonderful Zeta Reticulans and their contactees. Big up to the tall whites. Doing their thing. Big up to those connected to Series A, B, and C. And big up to, of course, the Alpha Centaurians. We never get into the Alpha Centaurians. We have to talk about them one time. Big up to the Blue Avians showing up right now. Big up to the Pelagians. Yes, that's right. Big up to the Pelagians. Those and their contactees. Big up to the inner Earth terrestrials, better known as some of the reptilians coming to the surface, y'all. There are some inner terrestrials that are making their way to the surface, and they are mating with some of your females. Getting ready for that third sun to come in. Yes, yes, yes. They like some of the females on the surface of the planet, and a lot of you females find them irresistible because they are very well liked. So anyway, we're getting into Twin Flames family. So come on, check on in. I want to give the number out early so you know to call in. I'm going to check the queue in a minute. So, when you're calling in tonight, make sure that you call in. You're going to call in 515-605-9881. Let me make sure my number is correct. If you're going to call in early. You know how our usually our call lines get a little busy and they get filled up fairly quickly. So because of that, and you want to call in before the end of our live stream, because we have a bonus hour after live stream, but before the live stream goes off, you have to call in, or you can't call in during our bonus hour. It's just the way that Blog Talk is set up. So make sure you call in. I'm going to check our queue is already filling up. So again, 515-605-9. Thank you. Who just posted a number for me? Thank you. Someone just posted a number. I see. Hey, Skittles. I see you on here, beautiful. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Desmond. You're such a sweetie. Thank you, Desmond. 515-605-9881. Call in early so that you don't have a problem calling in later. Because a lot of times what happens is that, and also you have to press the number 1 to let me know that you want me to answer into the queue. Okay, so make sure. Hey, Hannah. Hey, Carlos. So big up to the family. Now, for those who normally see me on Facebook, my Facebook is not working for live. I tried. I don't know why. So it wouldn't even let me get onto my live on Facebook. For a lot of my family, for my cipher and my Facebook family, they were probably looking for me to go on. Hey, Jennifer. Trying to go on live on Facebook. It wouldn't let me for probably good reasons because we're going in on twin flames tonight. I want you to get relaxed. I want you to get comfortable. And this will be a beautiful, beautiful time to discuss twin flames. And for that reason, hold on, family. Sorry, I'm doing a little. What is going on here? Okay. 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 So we're going to check on in. I'm going to give a couple minutes. We have people coming in and checking in from other places. So I'm going to give them a while, like 5 minutes to check in. So for that reason, I'm going to add another song to our mix, if you don't mind. So just give a moment. So, and we'll start our show. I have to give allotment. There's a couple people checking in from other countries, and I promised that I would give a little allotment for them. So allow for them to check in right now. So I'll give them about 5 minutes or a little less than 5 minutes. I'm just going to play a song while we're waiting for them. You know how I like my music. So let's check on in. And this is a good one. So y'all check in.
Girl, well, I'm super cute. And play ain't bad. 30, 26, 36, 30 and I hope that you will realize I got the hazel eyes that are hypnotized. And knock you to your knees, make you eat cheese. You be so helpless, you be begging me, please. Y'all share that.
Freak, y'all, and you don't stop. To the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. A freak.
Oh, would it be that it was all just so simple then? I teenage lover who said he's just a friend. He moved around and we kept in touch through his friend Mike. The road was young and we knew we couldn't rush, but whenever I got lonely or needed some advice, he gave me his shoulder. His words were very nice. That is all behind me. 'Cause now there is no other. My love is in this night. The friend became the love of my life. You are my friend, love of my life. The one kept me, the end of my life. Baby, feels like a simple true love. Yeah.
Y'all know how I met her. We broke up and got back together to get her back. I had to sweat her, thought she rolled with bad boys forever. In many ways, them boys made it better to grow. I had to let her. She needed cheddar and I understood that. Looking for cheese that don't make her a hood rat. In fact, she's a queen to me. Her light gleams on me. I love it when she sings to me just like that.
You know you rock my world like a Ruby boy, and I'll be girl like
What up, y'all? You know I like Erica Badu. Her frequency is I. What up, Eric? Eric's in the house. Yes, yes, love. Like you checking in? I'm grateful. We already did our shout outs. Let's get to business. What up, Mississippi's in the house? So as we were speaking about, I think many of you had seen a previous video I was talking about twin flames, and basically twin flames are those that were the original one spark that was splintered into two to be able to incur or to experience very different types of source out different types of experiences spiritually and physically in the matrix, and be able to field out information much quicker than it normally would if it would go out as one. So with the splintering of the spark, it those two that are splintered go through different incarnations. Sometimes they're on the planet at the same time. Sometimes they're not. There are some twin flames that actually one will be experiencing things in a particular incarnation, while the other is already ascended to a level of transition and undergoing a spiritual level of lessons in the etheric realms. And then sometimes they may cross paths once in a blue in their cycling. During the end of a cycle, rather the end and the beginning of a new cycle, is when you will see many of the twin flames come back together to source back all information with one another. Because of that, when they do come together, they cause a permeation, a ripple in time and space. It is something that those dark cabal members of the dark cabal that are part of the occult groups, satanic groups, Satanists and Luciferians, they really try their best to deter that coupling from coming back together, as it causes not only the rippling of time and space, it will spark other twin flames geographically to pull together magnetically, which is beautiful. So when one set of twin flames comes together, it will cause sparks, ripples, and sparks, and then boom, it will spark others. So it will cause magnetic pulls for the other twin flames to come and meet up with their others. At this particular time, twin flames have been allowed to come back on the planet Earth. And it started with the new moon that was in Sagittarius. So big ups to those who have already known their twin flames. Some of you already know who they are. And because of the intensity of coming into alignment with your twin flame, there needs to be no perfection. Twin flames don't have to be perfect to get back together, but they have to be heightened in frequency and in vibration, meaning that they can handle the coming back together. Because when they come back together, the forces are so strong that usually it's a masterful purge. What we call a spiritual purge happens when you meet your twin flame. What do I mean by this? Whenever you meet your twin flame for the first time, that's why many of the different teachers or people who talk about twin flames will say it's very difficult. And they're not wrong and they're not right. It is a combination between a couple of things. Energetically, there's so much information that needs to be fielded and brought back together. And because of that, when they go to meet, they purge. They purge all the idiosyncrasies. They purge a lot of the information and the experiences they gained from their different incarnations. And because of that, when they get back together, it seems like it feels very difficult. But it's almost like a push and pull, meaning that it almost feels so difficult and so overwhelming when they come upon each other. Overwhelming in emotions, overwhelming in a frequency. Like they feel like they're being pulled apart, almost like their soul is being revealed before them, and it can feel very uncomfortable. And then oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading comments as we're going on. With that also, well, I'll tell you how you recognize your twin flame. Also with that, you get purges, meaning that your shadows show up to purge. Because in order to come back together and totally unite with your twin flame and it be successful, there has to be a purge, meaning all the information that you've gained, again, from different incarnations, different experiences that you may have had on this earth plane, have to be revealed and they have to be sourced out in order to pull back together. And that is one of the most difficult things why twin flames had a difficult time previously in being able to come together. But at this particular time, because everyone's frequency is rising so exponentially, this is the time where twin souls have the frequency and they have the spiritual currency to be able to source together without that overt push-pull kind of experience. So let me give you some tips on what you can recognize when you meet your twin flame, because I think there's a couple of idiosyncrasies and there's a couple misnomers when it comes to what twin flames are, and what people sometimes mistaken as twin soulmates, or as opposed to, or karmic mates. Soulmates or karmic mates. Let me take a sip of my water. Okay. So soulmates are karmic mates. Soulmates are beings that you've made agreements with, souls that you made agreements with to teach you spiritual lessons. Usually they're beings here to give you a projection or reflection type of experience, meaning that in previous incarnations, you've known them, you've experienced certain lessons and adversity or certain beautiful things, and you come back in another life to experience them in an inverted way. So let's say I'm going to use something a little wild. I in previous incarnation, and I'll use myself as an example. In a previous incarnation, as many of you tell you, in my previous incarnation, I was a drug addict, very bad, and I was very free spirited. I was a hippie, a really wild hippie. In that past life, I hurt a lot of people with my addiction, and I did a lot of damage, and I let a lot of people down. I disappointed many. That was in a previous incarnation, and I died fairly young in my early 20s. When I came back in this life, I came back in a body that would disallow me for having addictions with drugs. It would disallow me to have, I came from a moral background, an ethical background that would not allow me to be sexually explicit or to, be too out there as far as sexually. But I have been encased with people around me who have suffered from a high amount of addictive personalities, whether it be from drugs or alcohol. And I've had to sit in that and watch and observe these behaviors and what happens and what are the repercussions of people who are addicts. And in that itself, I've chosen, I told you about the Nazi that I've chosen. I chose a Nazi that was very abusive verbally, physically. He was wild. I can handle myself, but he was wild. He's very mean. And he's an addict still to this day. He was an addict to drugs and also alcohol. He comes from a family of addiction, and I chose that person. And that was he was my soulmate. He was one of my soulmates. And he was teaching me about myself, things that I incurred in karmic debt in a previous life. I have now come in this life to experience in the reverse role. So we've reversed roles. In a previous life, he was someone who dealt with an addict, and he was very judgmental of me in a previous life. And now he's come as an addict, and I've had to experience to have a mate who was just as I was and had to sit and observe how that made me feel. Do you see what that is a karmic relationship? That is a soulmate. Soulmates come, and it's to invert certain situations. Not always bad, but that is how many of the karmic mates will show up. Okay, so let's get to twin flames. Twin flames are not here for that. Twin flames come clean and clear. There is no incurring of any karmic debt with them. You have not incurred it with them. This is that other part of you that was splintered at the very beginning of the previous cycle, and you were going through different incarnations, most of the time separated, sometimes coming upon each other but not able to be with one another. But you've not incurred karmic debt with them. You have nothing to gain or lose from them. To gain, but not to lose. So when you come upon a twin flame, it is purely for unity. It's purely for uniting. It's purely for going back into that one, that yin and yang position, that perfect sitting in that position. Now, when you meet your twin flame, How you usually recognize them, and this is just for me sourcing from reading books, listening to videos, and also talking to those who have come encountered, not necessarily have been with their twin flame. And I think I told you, I've only met one definite person, a couple. And I say person, notice when I say twin flame, I say person. It's not, it's like a Freudian slip because they act as one. Once they get together, they act as one. They no longer really act as two beings. They act as one because they're going back to really uniting as one. So I only know one. Two, there might be a potential two that I know as a couple, but it's rare. Right now, I'm seeing what I am witnessing as twin flames meeting together. It is the oddest thing in the world, and it's so beautiful, but it's crazy because after the new moon in Sagittarius, which just passed us, they were allotted to meet with their twin flames and start to unite. Now, there's a lot of hustle and bustle going on in the matrix with all the Smiths trying to distract you, causing people a lot of distress so that they don't end up getting with their twin flames, especially with those who are working with Project Looking Glass, who are looking into the future, trying to make sure that those matches did not happen, especially the matches of those beings that are higher in consciousness that would cause permeations and cause magnetic shifts. They are the ones who are going to cause big magnetic shifts, and a lot of earthquakes are happening, will start to happen because of the permeation, the union of those two. So when you meet a twin flame, the one thing that you will always notice when you meet a twin flame is their eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul. When you meet your twin flame, you end up noticing their eyes and you end up recognizing them. That's the number one thing. When you meet a twin flame, you recognize them. It is a recognition that you can't source out. It's nothing that you can explain. You recognize them. It's almost like they feel like they're your family. You see their eyes and you know them. And once you look into their eyes, you feel your heart space, almost like you feel anxiety. That's one of the things you'll hear a lot of times. You'll hear people say that their heart started to pound, they felt anxiety, or they feel nauseous. And it's weird because the nauseousness comes from the overexcitement. So the initial physical reaction to meeting your twin flame is anxiousness, and usually the eyes are the first thing that you notice because it's almost like I said, the eyes are the window to the soul. You notice their eyes, and when you look in their eyes, you recognize yourself. You recognize that there's a family, that there's a kinship. I say family because that's how it feels, but it feels like kinship. Not family like incestuous kind of thing. It's a recognition. That's how I mean. Okay? So that's number one. Secondly, what you'll notice with a twin flame is there's a drawing to you, meaning that the energies, it's a magnetic pull that's natural. It comes because you are one. So it is a natural pull, just like the earth has its own magnetic field that helps to rotate it. The twin flames have a magnetic field of their own. It's so unique. They are pulled to one another, and it will happen. Now, when I say pulled, not just wanting to be together. No, it's deeper. They are pulled together within the energies of the matrix, meaning that things will pull them together. Like if they're in high school and they're in a class, the teacher will pick them to be lab partners. Every time that they're walking in the road, they always see them. Every party or everywhere that they go, they're always there. It's almost like what we call chance meetings. But it's chance in the fact that you don't know that that's your twin flame, but they're not. It's the magnetic field creating scenarios will always put you in contact with them. So it's not chance. So once that happens, that's a recognition, seeing them all the time. That's basically what you're doing. Like you go to the subway and they're over there. They may be at the front of the platform and you always notice like, why every time are they around when I'm here? Or someone's always bringing up their name. And it has no reason, or there's no way that person would know that person is somewhat connected to you. It's the universe's way. It's the magnetic field of the universe pulling you together in scenarios, chance meetings. Okay, so that's two. Okay, usually twin flames have a common. Now, this is something most of you don't know. So this is intel that you may not get. I'm grateful to give you this because sorry. Even my mouth is getting dry. Twin flames have matching birthmarks on opposite sides. Listen to me, family. Twin flames have birthmarks on opposite sides. Now, I knew the twin flames, and I've sourced this out, and I could only source this out with one couple because that's the only one I know. The other one has the birthmarks that do match, but there's a birthmark, meaning that if you have a mole on, let's say, your right arm, they will have a mole on their left arm in the same placement or roundabout in the same place. If you twitch your eye, if you have a weird twitch on one side of your eye, you'll notice that the twitch is on their other side of their eye. If it's a mirroring effect, it's called biological mirroring, almost like twins. That's why they're called twin flames. So that's also a way that you can denote that that is your twin flame. Now, there's a very controversial third. Is this the second or third? This is the fourth. Wait, first, second. Okay, so there's another way that you recognize your twin flame. Now, it's controversial only if you are not in alignment with this. And a lot of people will be either happy or yay or nay about this, but it is what I found to be true. Twin flames will come in your opposite sex. They will never come in same sex, whether you are gay or not. Listen to me, family. Twin flames only come in your opposite sex. So if I'm a female, even if I'm a gay female and I only engage with females, I will have my twin flame will come as a male. If I'm a very masculine gay female, my twin flame will most likely come as a feminine type of male. Listen to me, family. I sourced this out. It is what I know to be true. Listen to me. So if I'm a gay female, and okay, you can disagree. Yeah. If I'm a gay female, and I am meeting my twin flame. Why this happens is because the universe makes no mistakes biologically. It will pick a mate. A twin flame is your opposite, and it will never come in same sex in lifetimes. It just does not do that. It does it masterfully to make sure that you bond and you yield together and you have the possibility and plausibility of reproduction. That's a fact. So it will come in a form that is more biologically set for you to be able to create a child together, if indeed that is what's necessary. Because once a twin flame reproduces, the beings that they produce will be higher fielded beings. They will be higher ancestors, and they will have innate abilities on birth. Okay? So, this is why it's called controversial. And that's why I say, listen, you know how I am with my gay family. There is zero judgment here. I'm talking about twin flames. It is not a judgment on your sexual orientation. I know plenty of females who have sex with other females, and I know plenty of males who have sex with other males. The fact of the matter is, we're talking about twin flames. And the fact is that twin flames are your opposite biologically. They are meant to come together, to feel together, to create life together. That's all it is. It's more of one flicker of light. That's why I'm saying if it is a male that has a feminine, more divine feminine disposition, his twin flame will come as a female with a more masculine disposition. It's just what I know to be. You can have your own opinion, and that's fine, and it's not an insult on anyone, and it has nothing to do with a judgment on someone's sexual orientation, because God knows, Fleur Brune, I know them all. I know bisexuals, I know trisexuals, I know lesbians, I know gay males, I know transgender males, I know transgender females, I know them all. I know that they have loving relationships. We're not talking about regular relationships, we're talking about twin flames. And twin flames will always come in your opposite sex, but they will come in a disposition that is in alignment with you. So even as, like I said, a female who has masculine disposition, her twin flame, and listen, I've seen it before though too, and I've just seen that recently, so I've sourced it and I'm starting to confirm it, because what I know to be doesn't necessarily come into manifestation until I don't really say it's true until I start to see aspects of it. But I know of one recently, this is not the couple I'm talking about, one recent twin flame that I am calling twin flames because I'm seeing it before my eyes. And that's why I'm using that as an example. I see a very masculine female. She's gay. She's never been with a man ever in her life. She is a gay female. She's happy. She's always been that way. There's no reason for her to be otherwise. And the gay male, I don't know him as long, but it was a gay male. He's very feminine. He's been gay, as far as I know, because I don't know him as long. He's been gay his own life. They met at, there was like an organized meeting that they met, like a LGTB, like a meeting, lesbian gay meeting that they do, like, for talking about activism and stuff like that. They met. When I tell you that the room lit up, they couldn't stop talking to one another, and it's not her thing to talk to gay males. It's not her thing. She kikis with everybody, but it was interesting to see when she saw him and he saw her, they were stuck to each other like glue. They could not stop talking to one another. Matter of fact, they've been talking every day since they met. They've been going out for coffee. They've been chilling out together. They've been hanging out in each other's houses. And the previous girlfriend that she had is really finding it creepy. And she's questioning her sexuality. He said to me in secret, I don't think she's watching this right now. He said to me in secret, he's a gay male. He's a feminine gay male. He said to me, he's in love with her. He said this. That's why I'm saying the twin flames are coming together. Sexuality is not all about, it's not what you think it is. It's, you love who you love. And the twin flames come together. It is just a sourcing together back of those two sparks. And maybe their experiences were different, but they're coming back in perfect alignment. She's just like they're both yin and yang. Like when they're together, they have so much in common, but there's a lot of, when I told you there's a lot of purging happening, even as they're coming together, she's not really, she's, you can see she's sparked by him, but she's not saying it out loud, but I see it. Everybody else is seeing it. They're getting adversity and they're purging. So I'm just bringing that up for those who may be adverse to that, because it's something deeper than sexuality. It is your twin flame. It's not what you think. This is something that's universally aligned. It has nothing to do with our choices or what we know we are in this life. Remember, we come in incarnations in all different sexes. We engage sexually in different dispositions in many different incarnations. So this is a little less. Try to stay away from judging it as like anti anything, because it's not. It's just pro love. It's pro twin flame. And they will always come. Okay, so that's an example. I don't want to make it too long, because I just, I try to explain myself, because I want you to know where it's coming from. They will come in opposite sexes, regardless of their sexual orientation. I've seen it already. It even bugged me out. It did, because I heard about it previously, and I didn't know if that would be true, because I know plenty of gay couples who are happy with one another, and whether I think they're with their twin flames or not is really not a judgment. But when I saw this happen in front of my eyes, it made me know that this is actually divinely set up. So I'll keep you, I'll let you know about this couple. Oh, I called them a couple. See, I got a Freudian slip. So big up to them. Also, how you know your twin flame is, you will have what you call cultural appropriation to who they are, meaning that you will be in alignment to their cultural base. There won't be an opposition of belief system. So let's say you're a Christian, right? You're real high into Jesus. You praise Jesus and the Lord every day. I'm not making fun of Christians, but I'm just saying. You praise Jesus every day. Your twin flame will come as someone in that Christian sect. They will never come in the opposition of you in that way. I'm saying as far as faith. They will come in a way that is more in alignment with your religious base or your base of belief system. They won't come in direct disalignment of that. When I'm saying, it's almost like and I had to have this explained to me, and also I had to see it. As Sagittarius, I need proving of everything. I don't just accept what anyone tells me, and I don't accept everything that I read. That's why I talk to enough people, and I see enough things, and I've lived a long time on the planet, so I see it. I just noticed that twin flames will come in alignment, meaning that even if so let's say even if one comes as a Christian, a non-faithful Christian, the other one won't come like in a religion, but they will be okay to be together. There won't be any fight of religion. Excuse me. You will never see them come in with a fighting of religion, like one who's opposition Muslim and a diehard Christian. They will always come within feasibility of themselves, even if they're in let's say one's a Muslim or a Christian. You understand what I'm saying? I hope I'm saying it correctly. So wait, you can't. Somebody said, Sean Rigga, you can't be getting sexual activities. That's not okay. Okay, they're discussing some of the things I was discussing. Okay. Oh, auras. Thank you, Ron Peterson, Souza. Okay, auras of twins. Auric patterns of twins will generally, well, when they source together, to my knowledge, it looks orange. So the colors that they merge together with will create orange when they originally source together. As far as you recognizing their aura, I don't think I've heard. No, I don't think I don't want to tell you that I've heard something I'm not. I don't think I've heard anything about that. I know that when they merge together, their flame, their look, their combined aura will look orange. That's all I know. I don't want to say that it's anything um, other than that. So that's, I don't want to, I know some things, I don't know everything. Twin flames is not something, it was a topic I ever talked about before. Remember when the Andromedans gave me intel on saying that twin flames would finally be able to become back together without resistance, that it would be allotted? It was probably the first time I heard that. I've heard about twin flames and I've read up on it, and obviously I've researched it, but I've never had the incentive to ever talk about it publicly. Obviously, because it was something so out of reach, I felt I didn't want to even promote it because it was something that I didn't think was plausible for most in his lifetime. But I was absolutely wrong, because as we see, it is happening as we speak. And I do know for a fact that to twin flames come in opposite zodiacs. They will come in cohesive zodiac signs. Like I said, twin flames will come cohesively. They're not like karmic. Remember, they're not karmic souls. They're not soulmates. Soulmates come with baggage from other lifetimes to be resolved, spiritual lessons to be resolved. That's all it is. They're not going to come in opposition of each other. So you're not going to get like someone like, okay, what are signs that are, let's see, I'm a Sagittarius, right? There are certain signs like, what's a sign that I probably at least am feasible with? There's a few signs that I'm less feasible with. The signs that are more feasible with a Sagittarius, those would be the signs that energetic, that field of sign, that field of astrological sign that they'll come in my spectrum, and I would be cohesive with. So like someone, most likely my twin flame wouldn't necessarily, it may not come as necessarily a fire sign, but it will come in a sign that grounds my fire or adds fuel to my fire, like air, or it will ground my fire so that I'm more cohesive. It will be my other half, but it would be the half of me that makes me whole. It will be the half of me that will ground me, make me whole. I'm a fire sign, so most likely I need a little grounding. My sign that it will not come in, it won't be a water sign. So the karmic debt that I have with relationships will always usually come in water signs for me. That's how I've seen it. My other signs that are more cohesive to me most likely would be water. I mean, not water, wind, air, air or earth, and it's just because my sign is fire, so the other sign would have to be cohesive and more grounding for me. Okay, so just I don't know this. Listen, I'm just sourcing this out now. That's a question that I never had asked before, but from what I've seen that twin flames come cohesive in astrologics. They just come cohesive. Hey, Brazil's in the house. Okay, so Taurus might need someone. Tauruses actually do well with water. Tauruses actually do very well with water. My karmic relationship is a fire sign, and I'm a fire sign. My karmic relationships come through water signs. Every different, depending on who you are, your karmic debts and your karmic perks come in whatever is necessary to help you learn the lesson. So it's going to be different for everyone. I'm just saying, me as a fire sign, my karmic relationships have come via water signs. And it probably has to do with what I was in my previous incarnations. Okay. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to tell you that was important about twin flames. Twin flames, okay, so when twin flames come together and they source together, they will, once they do the purge, because I heard there's an initial purge. Now, depending on the frequency and the heightened amount of consciousness, higher consciousness and frequency and vibration, the purge will happen almost instantaneously, like within the first month of them dating or seeing each other, meaning that they will have everything explode in their lives, almost like information explosion. Like everything, every idiosyncrasy, everything about them will just come out like a purge. Everything that they dealt with will come out. That's a part of the bounding together, the yielding together. Because remember, the twin flames are only separated to learn things and bring that information back to each other and source it together, so they get double the amount of spiritual lessons to be able to be a higher, more robust spark. Okay, because it is a way that the universe had utilized us as physical beings to be able to observe itself. So each spark was splintered. So the universe used each spark as a way to view itself. And when it views itself, it wanted multiple ways to view itself. So it splintered each of the sparks. At each end of the cycle, the end and the beginning of a new cycle, those sparks are supposed to come back together at the beginning of new cycles. Or end or beginning. It depends on how you see things. Okay. Can your twin flame, so we can get a little deeper. Also, when you have sexual relationship, this is not Flirt Run After Dark. When you have sexual relationship with your twin flame, you will find that they will hit your heart space, even though they may go through your root chakra. What do I mean by this? Is that when engaging in sex for the first time with your twin flame, you will notice that they will automatically hit your heart space, meaning that your heart will feel them. It will be something that you've never felt in a relationship before. It will be something that you've never recognized before, but it's something that's so profound that you feel it. So the first time you have sex, male or female, male and female, it's the same. It almost like, and I've noticed that with the couple that I recognize as one twin flame that I know personally, when they, people are pretty frank with me, and sex is not something that I run away from conversations. I'm comfortable with this. But what they did state is that the first time that they had sex, and and when they did have sex, it wasn't like they were together a long period of time. They just really, really liked each other. There was a lot of chemistry, and you could see it to this day. But it's kind of like that situation, like they kind of shouldn't have had sex too soon. And as soon as they had sex, he said he knew he wanted her in his life, his world, forever, for eternity. He said he knew it. He said he felt like his heart was like, he said it as if his heart was bleeding. That's the way he utilized it, but he meant his heart was opened from being with this woman. He didn't know her long enough. There wasn't like anything else, but he said he felt like his heart was bleeding. That's how he stated it. And she said she felt like her heart exploded. So I noticed that whenever twin flames get together, it hits their heart space during physical contact sexually. So as soon as they have sex, I think it opens up their heart space. I think that's what they're trying to say when they're saying, one said bleeding, one said open, exploded. I think that's what they mean. It opens. It's almost like their heart space opens wide. We get this quickly. I loved her since another day. During an act, she told me. Okay, so someone's saying, "Yo, we got two quickly, and I loved her ever since another time." During the act, she told me she was experiencing and hearing out of the body, physical space we were in. Very good, Christopher. Christopher has exactly. That's how you know. That's one of the ways also it's the heart. The heart is activated from the act of physical contact. And it's interesting because when I heard the couple talk about that, I recognize that that is one of the things that I was reading, and some of the, you read different takes on twin flames. A lot of this is just perspectives. A lot of this is just theories. Some people have recognition and information from what twin flames is, but you can't really say what it is until you actually see it. And again, I'm a big sorcerer, like not sorcerer, sorcerer. I like to read it, research it, but I want to see it so I can prove it. You know what I mean? But when I know one couple that for sure is a twin flame, he said he knew from being with her. I love to get the male's perspective because as women, we're very loving. And a lot of times when we have sex, we can feel an artificial sense of love because that's how we're set up sometimes. So because of that, it's not always what it is. But to hear a male who's built a little differently than a female, and this gentleman is not like, he's not like Yoga Tom, who's very sensitive and like an empath. He's a pretty tough cookie, and he's very strong, and he's very warrior in his behavior. And to hear this grown, beautiful, strong, very gladiator type male say that his heart was bleeding and that he felt like he loved her. He wanted to love her forever, for infinitely. That was the most, first of all, to witness that type of love, I'm privileged. It almost made me want to cry. It's that beautiful. And when you are in the distance or the vicinity of a twin flame, you will feel overwhelmed. Twin flames will make you feel like in awe. That's also how you know. So also when you come in contact with people that may be twin flames, you feel, that's why I'm saying they invoke other twin flames to come together. You feel it. You feel overwhelmed by their presence and their expression of love to the point where it in itself invokes you. It almost opens you up for that magnetic field to pull in your twin flame. That's why they don't want it to happen, because it becomes catchy. So when one twin, that's what I'm saying, you should encourage. If you know people that and you see it and you recognize it, a lot for it and support it, because all it will do is come to you. It will assist you in pulling your twin flame. Like I said, it's like a good it's like and this is where I don't know, and maybe others can share what they may think to be true with this, is that there are a few twin flames. Some are not in the earth plane. Some have already passed along or transitioned and not made it on the plane at this time. I'm not quite sure if it's because their spiritual growth needs more or they're not meant to go on to another level. It depends. But from my knowledge, most twin flames you already have in striking distance, meaning that they're already being placed around or near you. But again, you have the dark cabal purposefully setting up ways to make sure twin flames don't come together. And one of the ways that I know that they do in the hood, in poor urban areas, is they've arrested and they've jailed a lot of males that could be twins to other females. So I noticed that some of the twinning can be denied based on men being imprisoned or women being imprisoned, so that they're not allotted. There's a physical boundary keeping them physically from getting together. I noticed that in urban areas, that might have been a master plan to the mass incarceration of brown males, purposefully to keep them at this particular time away from their twin flames. And a lot of these brown males also are alphas and warriors, and it's purposefully being done to keep warriors, because once twin flames, especially if they're warriors, you get a twin flame and you get an alpha who's a warrior, and he meets with his twin, he's coming for them. And I personally think that's probably why they created a lot of, that's a sidebar to some of the reason why they created prison systems for specific groups, to make sure that there would be less of a likelihood. But the universe is masterful, and even with that, I don't think they're going to get away with that. I think there's going to be some way getting around that as well, personally. Okay. Yes, twins, do they have a higher reason and a higher purpose? Absolutely. They're here to show the spark, to light the way, to higher planes of consciousness. They're here to illuminate higher frequency. They're here to illuminate truth and freedom. That's what they do. And that's why it's important. That's why they only come mostly at the end and beginning of a cycle. Okay, so I don't want to talk to you too long because I want to get to our phone calls. Mm. That's why film trust. They can't stop it. I don't really think they have any way to stop it right now. I think they can delay things, but by no means can they stop it. Just like when you get twins, twins end up finding their way, like chance meetings. I think even if they try to imprison a lot of these beings or these twins, I think it's going to turn against them. I think they'll end up, listen, I think what will happen is that a twin flame might be set up, and then the parole officer, who's a female, might be a female parole officer at the same prison of her twin flame. Do you see what I mean? It might be purposefully, like the universe is so masterful at that. So you get a parole officer who's a female, and she's a parole officer in the same prison system where her twin flame is there, and she has contact with him anyway. You see? So there might be ways that this kind of goes around. So I think even with, I know that they're trying to do that. Can't stop, won't stop. It's going to happen. It's this is the end of a cycle. It's the rules of engagement. They can try to delay it, like I said, but they can't stop. Okay, so yeah, love will always find a way. So I love it, and I like to say congratulations to many of our twin flames that are coming together. I support it. I love to see it. If you have pictures, if you want to, if you feel like you're with your twin, please express it to us. It will spark everybody else to meet their twins, and it will help us to support you. That's why it's very important, family, for you. If you see twinning or you feel it yourself, encourage it, support it. Don't hate on them. Don't be mad. Part of our healthiness and our higher set of consciousness is being in admiration, not in envy. You know, when you see a twinning, if you see a couple coming, I love seeing love. I love seeing couples loving each other. It's the most, I think it's so beautiful to witness. And when we get to Brazil, some of you are joining me. Remember, I can marry people. I will be marrying twins. So that y'all just know that when you get to Brazil and we do our exodus, I will be bringing unions and marrying many of our twins together. So there will be lots of beautiful weddings with the twins. I'm excited. So anyway, the number, thank you, Quantum Rays, 515-605-9881. Please call in. If you have a question, you want to share anything, you know how we do. Let's get on our questions. Remember, we have, oh wow, I talked a long time. We have 38 minutes left in the live queue. Remember to raise your hand, push the number 1 when you call in. Again, 515-605-9881. Okay? If you have opinions about twins, please share. I am not the know-all be-all. I know certain things because I talk to a lot of people. I read a lot of things and I research. That's what I do well. I research. And if I'm coming out with it, it's because I source things together. But listen, I accept that there are other truths and there's always more intel that can be shared. Please don't ever feel like I'm the end all. I'm not a teacher. I am a student, an avid student, and I am one of you. So for that reason, I accept truths that I may have not sourced out myself, even though I'll source it out even if you state it, but I will respect it. Okay? So 515-605-9881. Let's start a call line. Okay? Our call line is getting full. So if you're calling in, call in now. You only have 37 minutes now to call in. After that, we can't take any more calls in our bonus hour. So you have a chance to do it now. 515-605. Hey, Selma. 6881. Okay. Okay. Number, let me put my speakers on. Okay. First call, 978-7399. You're on the air with Flurburn. Peace, family.
Hi, Flurburn. That's me. How are you?
Peace. I'm well. Who's this?
Hi. I'm Kiara. How are you?
Kiara, good. I'm well.
Okay. All right. I have 2 quick questions. So
Yes.
my first one is, when twin flames first meet, why is it that one, sometimes I've heard, I don't know, it kind of runs away a little bit or like gets scared or like pulls away?
Yes.
I don't know. It's weird. I've heard that before.
No, it's very common. That's actually very common. Not everyone handles love the same. Remember that. Some and men tend to do this more than women. What I found is that, and this is from my experience with seeing some of the twinning now and the one prior, men tend to see love like that or being vulnerable, that type of love as being making them feel vulnerable. They don't like to feel entrapped by that kind of love. Not every man is okay with that. Most men, especially in this time frame with this frequency of abundance and over amount of stimulation and frequent, as far as sexually, they don't want to feel that kind of, they don't want to feel entrapped by that kind of feeling of love. It makes them afraid. So they generally will run right away, but they will be obsessed with the person that's their twin. That's what I found. They will think about that person all the time. They'll try to deny it to themselves, but they can't stop thinking about them, and they will eventually come back.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because I've heard that before, and I was always like kind of intrigued. Like, why does that happen? It's weird, and you're right. It usually is the men.
It is.
Like that I've noticed and read about.
Yeah, because they don't like to feel that we're not in a cycle. Remember, we're in a patriarchal. We're getting out of the patriarchy. The patriarchy does not. They like to encase and suppress the female. Men in this particular cycle, in a previous particular cycle, don't like to feel bound or vulnerable to that aspect of love. We as women tend to be okay with having that. We're almost reared to accept that kind of strength and love and affection and overwhelmment. We've been kind of geared in that direction to be acceptable of that kind of frequency. But men are not the same. And most men I know, especially when I'm witnessing twinning, they will run for the hills. They are frightened of that. They don't like that kind of vulnerability. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, and then my last super quick question
Yes.
is, I don't know if you've ever answered this, but my family's from Dominican Republic, so
We are.
Caribbean girls right
Yes,
now.
yes. Dominicanos. Yes.
And I'm O positive, and my mom's also O positive, and my grandmother, so I come from a line of O positive women.
Interesting.
What are your thoughts on like O positive women coming from the islands?
Okay, that's more. Yes, that's more connected to the Nega serpent. That's more the Anunnaki bloodline, and that's more of the indigenous. That those O positives, like myself, big up to the O positives, the OGs. We call ourselves the OGs. Big up to the OGs. We're positive in that we are positively connected to Mother Tiamat. We were grafted directly from this earth. We are beings that have direct genetics and DNA that is connected to the earth itself. That's why we have O positives have a lot of rhythm too. They're connected to the heartbeat of the planet. O positives also are generally connected to a certain sect of the Anunnaki. Some can be connected to the Pelagian sect as well.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Those were my questions. Thank you for answering.
You're welcome. It was so nice of you calling. I appreciate you calling, and you have a masterful evening.
Thank you. You as well.
Peace
Bye-bye.
and star. Okay. Taking our next call, 202-4217. You're on the line with Fleur Room. Peace, family. 202-4217.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to talk to you.
Peace, C-Star. How are you?
I'm doing well. My name is Jasmine.
Hey,
I've been
Jazzy.
following your platform for some time now.
Oh, cool.
And I just had a couple of comments I just wanted to make.
Sure.
Well, I'm a little nervous. I hardly ever get nervous. Oh my God.
Don't be nervous. You're fine.
I know I'm trying to come down. So, I had a lot of interesting things happen to me. And here lately, I think that I was tricked. So what happened was, like about a year ago, it looked like a piece of lead, like a paper lead, coming out of my finger. So I did remove it with I removed it with like a tweezer, and I kept it for a while, but then I discarded it because I'm like, oh, that doesn't mean anything. And then I found your channel, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have kept it.
Yes.
So right when that happened, yeah, I know, right. Right when that happened, I started being, I guess, followed by maybe governmental spacecraft. I know I'm like off topic from the
You're on top. You're on topic, dear. You know this. We're all about the galactic information. Go ahead. You're good.
So basically, and I guess that's what I know them to be based off of, you and Barry's conversations and so on and so forth. But I just want to know, I guess my question at this point is the difference between, like, why does the government have spacecraft? Like, why are they keeping their eye on people? I mean, they follow me everywhere I go. It's like eye in the sky. And at first I thought it was like, oh, okay, maybe that's, I don't know what I thought it was. But now, again, after my research, I'm like, okay, that's definitely something fishy, So.
Your genetics is something about you and your lineage. If you're being followed or studied or observed to that degree by the government, they know more of who you are than you know who you are. Let's just state that. Because many people will call and say, who am I? I'm not important. That's not the point. Bloodlines are important. Remember, just like a horse, if you're on a horse ranch and you're raising horses and steeds, you know the horses based on generations. You will know a certain horse by its grandfather, its great grandfather. Many of these ranchers have been rearing these horses for generations. Do know that you have been observed in the same way. And there are certain bloodlines on this planet that are about to go into a position of power. That being said, they know who you are more than you know who you are. Plus, they have what they call Project Looking Glass, meaning that you may be who you are today, but I don't know who you'll be tomorrow. That being said, you may be someone of interest, not because of who you are right now, but of who and what you influence in the future. That is most likely the case. And whatever you come from, and if it is of interest, remember, like I say, bloodlines matter. If your grandmother was a seer and she had this ability, they know she was a seer. And if she comes from a particular galactic family, or she has some sort of hybriding, she's part of a hybrid program, which you may not know about. She could be hybrid with the Anunnaki. She could be hybrid with another Pelagian group. She could be hybrid with the Zetas. You don't know who she's been hybrid with, and she has offspring. You're one of her future offspring. You will have her latent abilities, and because the frequency of the planet is changing and allotting for more abilities to show up, you may come into your own and have these abilities just show up. They have to know that who you are. And they might have chipped you, most likely.
Yeah, my abilities are starting to go off the wall, and obviously I'm not going to disclose them over the phone in public, but man, you're absolutely right. And I have just one more comment, and then I'm going to get off because I know other people want to talk to you. But I had a dream that I woke up. This is really a dream. So I woke up. I was lying on a bed. I was looking out of a door. I had a robe on. It was kind of like a hospital bed. It was weird. So then my conscience was like, no, let's move away from the door. Let's face the other way on the bed. So I repositioned myself. And then I couldn't remember anything after that. And I remember a little, when I came to in the dream, a little lunar girl woke me up, and she said, oh my gosh, you're one of us. She did like a hand signal, and she put some pebbles in my hand, and she said, you're never alone. Whenever you feel lonely, just do this, the hand signal. And of course, I don't remember the hand signal, but I've been seeing Orion's belt everywhere. And I'm like, maybe it's all starting to come together. So.
No, I don't think it's coming together. I think that's not a dream. I think that's somewhere where you are. And a lot of times what happens is that now, I think you've heard me talk about this. There are what we call moments of amnesia that could come from you being exposed to alien technology, which pacifies your brain. It disallows you from holding the memories because our brains are not quite as capable and not as advanced to holding information for long periods of time, especially if we're exposed to magnetic or higher fields of magnetic energies that almost messes. I think Barry calls it temporal aphasia. It's what you get exposed to on the ships.
Okay.
And what it does, so I used to think before I used to think that they were purposefully taking away from our memories. No, a lot of times it's because of the technology or the places that we're going that the technology disallows us to have the memory. But if you are being exposed to governmental technology, they are purposefully taking away your memory. And I'd like to show you, I just want you to reference a scene in The Matrix. Big up to Sophia Stewart, who wrote such a masterful book, and that came into being in fruition to a movie. I want you to watch one scene that's really purposeful to what you may be experiencing. There was a scene where Neo gets contacted on the computer by Trinity. Do you remember that? And he's talking to this person, talking to him on his laptop, just his regular computer. And she said, "Follow the white rabbit." And he didn't know what that meant, but he was selling illegal, he was bootlegging illegal programs. And he sold one, and the girl turned around and she had a white rabbit on the back of her neck. He followed her to the club. Remember, they told him what they were and so on. And then he went home. He woke up. Before he woke up, he thought he was going home. Remember, the Smiths had him in the office, and like what was it, like a room, interrogation room, and they were interrogating him. And then they made it seem like his mouth closed, whatever. They traumatized him. Then later on, he finds out he wanted to go with Morpheus and them, and they were in the car. Remember the thing that they put inside of him when he was in the interrogation room in his mouth? That nanotechnology that looked like a worm?
I don't, but I have to rewatch the movie.
Please watch that scene. It would be relative to you. When he was in the interrogation room, they put something in him, which was a nanobot, which was a tracker, which looked like a bug. And in the car, when they're taking him to an isolated location to be able to offer him the blue pill and the red pill, they put a device over his belly button, and they pulled this nanotechnology that looked like a bug right out of his belly button. Watch that scene, that whole scene.
Okay. I definitely will. So I guess the piece of lead that they placed and for that chip, it was to track me, I guess. That's probably what it was.
It could be from the ship.
And now that it's out of my body.
Yes.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, say what you were saying. I'm sorry.
I'm wrapping it up too. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just wanted to get everything out. But I guess now that the chip is out, now that's why I'm being followed, because they can't track me like they want to, or like they used to maybe.
I agree.
So that would make sense.
I don't think they took it out of your body. I think your body expelled it naturally because you have an ability that you don't even know about. I think your body knows more of who you are than you know who you are.
Well, thank you so much. It was so nice
You're welcome.
to talk to you.
Same likewise. Peace, Star.
Thank you for putting platform on place.
Absolutely. Peace. Yeah, a lot of times what happens is that as you raise in frequency, nothing can touch you. And I've talked about this with the trees. When you plant a tree at the beginning of the stage when the tree is growing, every weed tries to kill the tree. You almost have to parole the tree for when you first plant a tree, so that you have to protect it. As the tree gets a little bigger, the weeds get stronger and still try to rip apart the tree. There's a point when a tree gets to a certain point, and a certain height, and a certain age, where nothing can bother it and the roots kill every weed around it. She's at the stage where she's expelling technology that has been used to survey her out of her own body. It details that she is a higher being. It also says something about her genetics. And I would be very curious to know who this young lady is in the future. So can't stop, won't stop. They can do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, many of you are higher, stronger, and badder than anything that they can try. That's why they have to manipulate you. That's why they have to lie to you. That's why they have to do all these chemtrails and all kinds of madness to you. They have to do all that because they are afraid of who you truly are in your true state of higher consciousness. Best believe that. They only do what they do because you're asleep. When you wake up, they can do nothing to you. Just like a tree that grows high enough and it kills all the weeds around it, it no longer can be affected by the weeds. All right, just remember that. All right, next caller, 502-2492. You're on the line with Fleur Broom. Peace.
That's me. Hello?
But hey, peace, Sunstar.
Hello?
Peace, Sunstar.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Peace. How you doing? What's going on?
I'm doing well. How are you?
What you saying? I'm doing good.
Good.
I just been listening to you for a little while now, and I decided to listen live tonight.
Good.
But now, I just had a question about the twin flame thing. I mean, I know I'm with mine for sure. I mean, I question it sometimes, but I was wondering when you say that you permeate the matrix. Like, can you give an example? Like, would that be like our manifestations are very strong together? I don't know how to really describe it. Damn, I can't even fucking breathe when you're talking to your ass.
You're fine.
Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I couldn't barely get out my sentence. But yeah, would that be like manifestations together? Like, would your manifestation abilities increase when you get with your twin flame?
Wait, say that again. Say the last part. Would your manifestations increase if you what?
Would your manifestation abilities like increase? With I don't know. It just seems like us together we make a lot happy.
Okay. Are you having instant manifestation now? Are you having moments where you have a thought and something's showing up? Are you having synchronicity, meaning that if you think of something, it's showing up?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Okay, good. Good. Synchronicity is the universe's way to let you know that you are aware. Awareness means that you are aware that all that's surrounding you is basically a hologram, an interactive hologram that you are controlling. If we were not in a hologram, you would not be able to change things with your thoughts. We are living in a holographic world where thoughts are things. Big up to Dr. Delbert Blair for teaching me that when I had no concept of that. And if you are having an increase of yes.
Go ahead. I was listening.
If you were having an increase in that synchronicity, it means that you are right on point. You're right on time, and you are in the wave, what we call the quickening, where you are receiving your awakening signals, meaning that you're noticing the idiosyncrasies in your environment, meaning that you're waking up. You're awakening from your sleep, from your being basically like a co-pilot in your own vessel, and you are now becoming aware so that you can start to pilot your own vessel, basically.
Okay, and we've been together almost 10 years, and I don't know, I can tell you a lot of stuff that's happened. I don't really want to get into a lot of it, but I know we've been having sex before, and we literally felt like we disappeared into another dimension.
Oh, wait.
One time it felt like we had, and I'm not lying, one time it felt like we went 10 rounds in 5 hours, but we was not tired. The energy was it's like we was not tired at all, zero tired. And I wasn't gonna mention it, but we was working on making twin girls, and we in that trial of doing it, we conceived our twins or whatever, but it was boys. But I mean, we still got our twins. We knew because after we got done, she got up out the bed and she was like, "These are the twins." She pointed at her stomach. She was like, "These are the twins." And I knew. I mean, it's a word I can't describe it to you, but I knew she was right. I mean, I knew we was going to do it. We was working on it, but I don't know. It's just weird to hear you talk about the twin flame stuff, and I know for a fact we go through hell, but I know I met my twin flame. We have the birthmarks.
That's your twin flame. I know that's your twin flame. You said something I didn't say publicly because I'm not allowed to, but you just blew the spot. I wasn't supposed to talk about that because I'm not allowed to, but you already did it. Thank you for blowing the spot.
I didn't want to mention a lot. I can tell you a lot of stuff, but I don't really want to.
That should no. You have confirmed that. Yes, that's your twin, honey. That I know it is. You said something that there's certain things I don't talk about and I'm not allowed to, because that's how we know in the back lay who's telling the truth and who's not, or if something's true or not. You just stated something. You just did. Congratulations. That's beautiful. I love this. I love that you found your twin. I love that you sourced together and no one knew that you permeated in and out of different dimensions. Only twins know that. You stated that publicly. I did not, so I don't get in trouble for that one. You stated it. And you wouldn't have known that had you not been with your twin. Congratulations. Yes, you are. And you manifested your ancestors. Those little boys. Blessing, no, I don't like to use the word blessing. You know, I don't want to use that word. Infinite bliss to those beautiful gods. Infinite bliss.
It's so funny you said that because before we made them, we learned a lot about manifestation.
Yes,
and
yes.
It's a lot of stuff. It's been a while.
I'm so excited.
And
I'm so excited.
I wanted to make sure, because you know how they used to do rituals where they would have like shamans and stuff come in and talk to pregnant women to tell what soul was coming back to, you know, to this realm or to the planet. So before we was working on them, I asked ancient souls, and I know I have them. I mean, they're amazing babies. I don't try to tell too many people, but I mean, I'm not worried. We're protected out here, so I'm not really worried about anything. But yeah, it's definitely magic.
You make me want to cry. You make me want to cry. I literally want to cry. That's how beautiful you both are. I can feel it. I can feel it. I literally can feel your energy. I'm so grateful you called. Spark all the other ones, Twin Flames. Spark our audience. Please spark them. Spark them all.
I believe. A lot of people tell us that we spark a lot of things. I've had people tell us we're black royalty, like strangers.
Yes.
People came and gave us money. We were just out. It's the weirdest stuff. I tell you, I could go on and on. But I just wanted to call in and connect with you because I've been watching you for a couple of months now. And it's like we resonate with everything. Every time I get scared because you talk about stuff that like I experienced. I see it on TV when they try to hide it. I read it in books.
Yes.
I mean, I've met a lot of people now that have talked about things that you bring up now that I learned 5 years ago. So it's like I know. You are on point. I mean, I don't know exactly who you are, but you are on point with your knowledge. And I just send you a lot of power and I send you a lot of energy.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm in awe of you. Thank you. I'm in awe of you. Like I said, you make me want to cry. Your energy, your voice, even in the toning of your voice, you can hear it in your voice. It's a different voice level. I'm so grateful that for the both of you. I wish so many beautiful things, and I'm sure we'll meet in the future. I'll meet those little beautiful little boys because it's very important for them to come along.
Yeah, I know.
I'll meet them.
I know someone that looks exactly like you. It's funny, but yeah, I had one question.
Yes, absolutely.
With us both being Leos, sometimes it gets very...
Wait a second. Wait, you gotta stop. Oh my God. Okay, so you said you're both the same sign?
Yeah, we're both Leos. I can tell you so many synchronicities. Like I can go on and on with our parents, grandparents, siblings. A lot of stuff is the same with us, but we're both Leos.
Yes.
So it gets very hard sometimes.
Yes. Leos like to shine. You guys like to shine. Each one likes to shine. So Leos can be in competition with one another, especially if it's two Leos. Leos like to be the one in the front seat. So it might be, egos and but the fact of the matter is the fact that you are sourced together so closely, it would be very difficult for you to allow the other one pain. You don't like the other one feeling pain. It makes you feel guilty a lot quicker. It just does.
Yeah, that's true. So, her moon is Sagittarius and mine is Aries, so it's kind of like, I don't know if that
you've got more fire in your signs? Oh my gosh, I love this. Who are you guys going to be in the future?
We made all fire signs, though. That's what's funny.
What?
Fire signs.
You guys made fire signs? What are the boys? What are the boys?
Yeah, the twins are fire signs. We have another fire sign, then we have an earth sign. So we got 3 fires and 1 earth.
Woo! You got the earth to ground. Thank goodness, poor Earth. Earth is going to have to ground all that fire. Oh, wow. Y'all are planning to come in this next cycle. Who's the Earth sign? Which Earth sign are they? Taurus, Cancer, or what are they?
My oldest, he's a Virgo. He's a Virgo.
Okay, Virgo. Good, good. He's gonna ground y'all. You got a lot of fire up in the house. Burn it up. Fire in the house. I need a song for you. I need a song.
Hey, we found the best.
All right. Well,
I'm not gonna hold you to it.
all right. Congratulations, twins. I wish you infinite bliss. I look forward to seeing what you and your masterful ancestors will do in the future. Congratulations. You made it to the first cycle with your twin flame. And I think it's wonderful. Please, you both, please be a spectrum of light. Share your story with anyone who comes in contact with you, please. You will only spark more love in the world. And it will bring more frequency of this high frequency, and we will be able to shed a lot of these beasts and shake them off this planet. Please do so. I love you. Peace. Tell your beautiful wife she's beautiful. Tell her I love her. Beautiful. Okay. Bye. Peace.
I'm gonna keep listening.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. That's a twin soul. See, they're calling in. The twin flames are calling in. I told you. They're coming out of the windworks. Listen, big up to the twin flames showing up. Listen, let that spark your heart. You feel that? Did you feel that energy? That young man was beyond his years. He was so humble. Did you feel his frequency and his toning, though? I felt like I wanted to cry. Like, I literally felt tears coming to my eyes. That is what a twin flame does. They invoke your heart space. They vibrate at a higher frequency. He didn't have to say anything. He could have said 2 words and my whole body was shifted. I felt the magnetic energy on the phone from that young man and his twin flame right in his vicinity. That's what I'm talking about. That's a twin testament to the twin flames right there. You just witnessed it. You heard it. Let it spark you and let it bring your twin flame to you. I'm just in awe. I'm humbled by that masterful young couple. They're not young because these are ancients. You know, they're older than myself. Chronologically, I may be older in years on this planet, but that soul is way older than me in spirit time. All right. So let it be a spark. I love it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, listen, family. We got 10 minutes. 9 minutes left in the live queue. If you're going to call in, you got to call in now. It's 515-605-9881. 515-605-9881. If you're calling in, make sure you call in now because there's 9 minutes left in the live queue, you know, the live on air queue. And after that, we have an hour bonus, but you could just stay on the phone and I can get to your call. Okay, so 515-605-9881. You'll hear the countdown. 8 minutes now. All right, so let me go to my next caller. I'm so excited. I don't even know what to do with myself. I feel like I just want to dance on waterfall. I want to dance on top of water. They make me want to go swimming. Crazy. Okay, let me go. I'm ODing. You know, this is what I do. Okay, so 203-7238. You're on the line with Fleur Broom. Peace, family. 203-72.
Hello.
Peace.
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 Peace. Yeah, man. Yo, that last caller, man, he was getting it in. Man.
Yes.
Like that energy right there was strong.
You felt it, right?
Him and his twin, yeah.
That's
I definitely felt
that. That was beautiful. Beautiful.
Definitely felt that one.
We needed
that.
I
gotta call in and tell my story, man.
Yes.
You know, my story is still evolving, but
okay.
A beautiful one thus far.
Please
so
share.
Now, bam, right?
Yes.
It all started back in October. So now, since the year came in, I've been keeping a dream journal, right?
Good.
I jot down certain things in my dreams that I could remember and stuff like that. So in October, I remember having a dream that I met this woman, and me and her was kissing, and the vibe and the energy between me and her was just out of this world. Mm-hmm. And I still remember, you know, the type of hair feature she had. You know, she had locks, dreadlocks, and you know, as soon as I woke up, I just had to jot down, right?
Yes.
So now, bam. The following month in November it was November 9th, which is 11/9/9/11, whole numbers thing. So
Yeah.
it was November 9th. It's this Facebook group that I'm a part of. It's a conscious group with people all over the world. So somebody posted something, I commented on it, and then a lot of people loved my comment. So this one woman who loved the comment, she just piqued my interest. I'm like, who is this? Like, so I went on her page, and she literally resembled the woman in my dream to a T.
What?
So much so that I had to double back. I was like, hold on now. I know this is not who I think it is. Like, so I'm literally going through her pictures, and she looks just like this woman in my dream.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? So I had looked at her birthday. You know, I'm investigating now. I'm trying to figure out who this woman is, and she's from my town.
Ooh.
It's not like she's from somewhere out of state. She lives in the same city I live in.
This is twin.
I
This
was
is
like,
twin.
okay,
This is
who
twin
is this
behavior.
woman? Like,
This is twin
right,
behavior.
you know what I mean?
It's right there.
So she's a Leo. She her birthday is August 11th, right?
Another Leo.
So now, since I discovered her, now I'm seeing her birthday numbers all over the place. I'm seeing 811, 181, 118. I'm seeing all different variations of this 811. Like, so I had to write her, you know. And I usually don't write females on Facebook. I don't be up in their inbox. But I had to write her because me and her went to the same school,
What?
college, and all of this, and I never
What?
met her.
See, this is one of. Oh my God! Wait.
High school
Yes.
and college.
Yes. This is twinning. This is the twinning. Yes, you're saying it. Thank you. Keep going. This is beautiful. Listen, family. Listen to the story. This is twinning. This is twinning right here.
So Ben, right? So I wrote her. I was like, yo, you know, I just had to introduce myself because I'm noticing that me and you went to the same school, this and that, and me and you on the same journey. And now earlier when you were saying how whatever spiritual practice or religion you may be in, your twin is gonna mirror that. You know, when I was searching through her photos, she's into the same spiritual path that I'm on. She's not of no religion.
That's
She's
right.
like, she's on her journey. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She's on her journey just like I am. And she knows a hell of a lot of things. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, but at the same time, you know, I didn't meet her yet. But I know for a fact that we're going to meet
Yes.
in 2018.
Yes.
Like, my intuition is just telling me that we're going to meet this year. You know what I mean?
You are.
But,
You are.
You know, that's, you know, that's just my story so far because I'm not even going to lie to y'all. You know, I'm going to just put it out there.
Put it
you know
out.
what I'm saying? Like,
Put it out.
Like, I really feel like I'm falling in love with her.
Oh my
already.
God! Yes, say it, twin. I need the twin. You just disclosed twin. You just said how you feel. I love this. That's what I'm talking about. And you haven't even made love to your twin yet. I don't even know what kind of permeation you're gonna do.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about. You gave me all the signs of a twin flame. This person, you dreamt about her previous. You didn't even know she was around, but she was always around you. She was in your energy field, energetic field.
Right.
Oh, go ahead. Say what you were saying. You were just about to say
Right.
something.
Oh, the last part I was about to say is earlier when you were talking about signs and how earth signs could ground fire signs.
Yes.
You know, Capricorn is my dominant sign. I got a lot of earth energy in me,
Yes.
but my sun sign is a Pisces.
Ooh.
But Capricorn is my dominant sign, and I have a lot of earth in me.
Yes.
So my earth energy could ground her fire because she's a triple fire sign.
She's me. Oh my God, she's a triple like me. Oh my, this is what I'm talking about. Yes, love. I'm grateful that you called. I'm so proud that you are sharing this story because it takes a lot of strength and really it takes a lot of courage to really share that as a male. I'm so proud of you for that. I think you're beautiful. And I know that you will twin.
Yeah.
I know that you're going to twin with your twin. And
thank you for that.
I support it. I support it wholeheartedly. I support the union. I propel it. I call for the ancestors to assist you in that allotment in that union, to get that union together, however it needs to be, in a fulfilling and fruitful way. And I look forward for pictures, and I look forward to hear about a baby shower in the future. Yeah, listen, I'm all about the future.
90 seconds.
Oh, wait, hold that thought. Hold that thought for a minute. Hold that thought. 90 seconds left in the queue. If you're calling in, you have to call in now. The number's 515-615. Oh, sorry, 9151. I'm already twinned out. 505 515 605 9881. Listen, if you're calling in, call in now. 515-605-9881. You have to call in now, or just the callers now can be left in the queue. We have another bonus hour, so if you're going to call, I suggest you call in now.
60 seconds.
60 seconds. So,
And
yes.
it's this last thing that I want to let the people know, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes with this twin flame thing, you might come across a false twin flame.
Yes.
And this false twin flame might come to teach you and get you ready for the real thing.
That's right.
And I just literally this year, I just got rid of my false twin flame, or she removed herself from my life.
Very good.
I didn't get rid of her.
That's right.
She removed herself from my life.
As she should.
And another thing that I noticed, maybe I'm looking into this too hard, but remember how I said that my real twin is a Leo? My false twin was an Aquarius, the opposite.
Ooh, that's deep.
Looking into
Ooh,
too hard, maybe I'm right.
No, you're on point. That's deep. See, that we have to look at this from all angles. The false one came in the opposition of the other sign. That is interesting. See, we need to take notes, family. You're teaching us, and this is why we need to share. That's why the platform's made. We have to share this, because we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know these things. We have to share this. The false one came in an opposition. That might have been purposefully done, but again, she readied you for the energies of the other one to come in. So it's all purposeful.
Right, exactly.
It's all relative.
Yeah.
How beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm
I just had to tell my story, man.
I love it. I appreciate that. I'm grateful. Yes.
Oh yeah, and last thing, and then I'm off the phone. Last thing.
Yes.
Now look, just like I said, I didn't meet this woman yet or anything like that.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
Me and her talked on the inbox a few times, but this is how I know that it's real, because, like I said, I'm seeing her numbers all over the place. But since I've discovered her,
Yes.
just knowing that she's out there and just having this magnetic pull towards her,
Yes.
it's making me into a better man already.
Aww,
like
this is beautiful.
I'm turning, I'm changing my ways. I'm thinking different just off the strength of her, and I ain't even meet her yet. Like, she's changing
Beautiful.
me. Like,
Oh my God, she's metamorphosing.
It's crazy. Like,
You're metamorphosizing because she's in your field.
crazy.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Right.
I'm so
It's crazy.
grateful. I wish you so much beauty, infinite bliss. Again, I want pictures. You already know how I get down. I want to know. I want to hear. I'm gonna
send you some.
Please,
I'm gonna
and
send
I
you
support.
some.
And we support this platform.
Sooner or later, we gonna meet.
We support you wholeheartedly. We support you and the yielding together and the fielding together of your twin. Okay, so know that you have my full support in this journey and this union. Okay.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Aw, Ashe. Peace. Oh my gosh. Listen, family, call me all kinds of, love. I am so in awe. It is, listen, and the men are calling in. Our sun stars are calling in, family. This is a testament that the energies are changing. Listen to this. Generally, our sun stars, they call, not always, but this is beautiful. We had 2 gentlemen. This is a testament to the type of men, type of sun stars, the type of divine male that's showing up. Remember, sea stars, you thought that they didn't exist. You thought that they were somewhere foreign. They're here, and they're showing up, and they're expressing themselves. Please support that. Support it, because when you support it, you bring more of it into your field. Okay? I love it. I really support this. This is beautiful. I'm all kinds of sentimental right now. Big up to all the sun stars calling in on us. Oh gosh, okay. I'm in awe. I'm going to keep going. So let's take our next caller. We have 678-6574. You're on the line with Flirt Room. Peace, family.
Hey.
Hey, peace,
Can you hear
sister.
me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'm so excited. So, okay, I've been with my husband. We've been together now for 10 years. We met in university,
Yes.
and it was like we were in English class, and whenever our eyes would connect, I was like, oh my gosh, like,
Aww.
I just want to be with this guy. Like, he had a girlfriend, I had a boyfriend,
Yes.
and it just never really happened. And then years later, we linked back up in homecoming, and it was like the same effect with the eyes.
The eyes.
Now, I was on the chat earlier, T. Christopher.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember. But I asked a few questions about it because I'm like, okay, me and him have a lot of issues, throughout our relationship.
Yes.
And it kind of made me question, is this really my twin flame?
Okay.
Like, we've been separated. We have children together,
Okay.
a 7 and 8 year old. And now we have a new child together.
Okay.
And we just,
Congratulations.
had a lot of difficulty.
Congratulations.
So that kind of made me question it.
The purge is natural.
So is that?
That's the purge. Sounds like a purge.
Go ahead. I didn't catch you. You said that's a purge.
Mm-hmm. Usually there's a purge with twinning. Twinning usually has purges. Purging just means like behaviors, things that are not that are part of your lessons, your spiritual lessons that may have not totally been sourced out, or things that you learned that need to be, kind of kicked out. Things that idiosyncrasies between you two have to be shadows of yourselves, have to be kicked out. So it's a purge. Many of the twins, that's why sometimes at the beginning it's hard for them to really totally solidify their relationship until the purge happens fully. But twins can't separate.
Can the purge happen like in the middle? It seemed like we purged more so in the middle because, like, for example, when we got together, I was a Christian.
Okay.
He wasn't really into church or anything like that.
Okay.
And then I went through my Muslim phase,
Okay.
my Moorish phase, and then I went through, like, this whole awakening. I was studying occultism and things of that nature, and it's like he wasn't growing with me. And then all of a sudden, we split up. And when I came back, he was like, all eyes open.
Okay. Okay.
So can a purge like that happen in the middle? It seems like now we're on the same, I can't put, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't put, it just seemed like he just woke up when I came back. Well, he was more open to the science.
And now it's like he's teaching the science. Well, I'm going to tell you something that's a little odd to you, but you know me for a little bit, so you know that nothing I talk about is odd. It's just all relative. I want to see how receptive you are to this. Now, whether he's a twin or not may or may not be the case. That we will see that come into fruition, especially now in 2018. You'll be more able to discern for yourself. What I think happened, which I've seen happen with other couples, is you raise your frequency to an extensive level, what we call the quickening. You went through a spiritual quickening, and you permeated in and out of different timelines. When you do that, you go to different timelines where your partner exists in different frequencies. When you raise your frequency to a certain level and then you became more steadfast, meaning more, you stayed in that frequency more consistently, you found your partner in that timeline matching the frequency and receptivity of the spirituality that you are now representing. Can you sit with that?
Yes.
Do you understand what I mean?
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. When we permeate in different, When I permeated out of my timeline with my Nazi, because he was all kinds of low vibration. I skyrocketed out of that dimension, out of that parallel, and that being was not in those different parallels. So I never re-established a relationship with him in other parallel aspects of myself, because my frequency never got to the point where even in other timelines he can match me. But you did. You found him in another frequency, in another timeline, and he matched your frequency. Now, is he a twin flame? The eyes, yes, that's an indication. The fact that you knew him for a while is also an indication. Um, the purging can happen. It mostly happens at the beginning. I can't state that that's not still a purge, because remember, we're still just fresh and new talking about twin flames. So maybe I've only heard about the purge happening at the beginning. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen at the middle or the end. I don't know. It's nothing I can really source out until we hear more people talk about them twinning. Um, the fact of the matter is, he's matching your frequency, and usually twins can't be together right initially because they don't match, or it's not that they don't match, they have to purge. It sounded like you purged, permeated into other parallel aspects of yourself in other dimensions, rather not dimensions, rather timelines. And he may be a twin, but I can't say for sure.
Got it. Okay, next question,
Yes.
real quick. Can you determine this through like looking at the natal chart? Like if I look at his natal chart and look at my natal chart, certain aspects will match.
Yes, I can't do that. Ja Vega can do that. Contact Ja Vega. Ja Vega is my astrologist. He's the master at astrology. He is another being. If ever you want to find that out, Ja Vega would know. He knows infinitely how to see different aspects in people's natal charts. Also, he overlays natal charts, and he can read the different energies and when different aspects of your lives will change or intercept, when you'll have maybe some adversity, when there's some clearances. He can do that.
Okay, because I think that might just be the next step.
I mean,
we are definitely on a better path. I just want to, I don't want to feel like I'm holding him back just because I'm in love with him and he's in love with me and we have this family together. And you know how things are with, different families being broken up. Like we both come from broken families.
Of course.
And so it's like very important for us to keep our family whole.
Of course. The universe will support that.
That's just.
The universe will support that. But remember, your frequency, how families are set up are going to be different than how we were reared and how we were conditioned. So be open to the prospect of evolution with your relationship that supersedes any conditioning or MK Ultra you might have experienced in the previous paradigm. Meaning that in the previous paradigm of the patriarchy, women are subsidiary to males in relationships and also in the family dynamics. Because of that, we more so feel a hold to stay with males, even if they're stagnating us, based on the fact that we've been conditioned to hold on to males that we have children with. That's not healthy. It is okay for you as a beautiful, high conscious goddess to have a wonderful, healthy relationship with the father of your children without necessarily engaging with him sexually or being in a relationship with him. It frightens you when I say that. I know it does, because it frightened me at one point. I just want you to. It does. I know it did. I could feel it in you. I felt the anxiety when I said it. It's a fear. It's purposefully placed on us.
And it was fearful, and I left. I packed up. I was like, okay, $25 in my pocket.
I know. Oh, you're so brave. You're brave. You're brave, C-Star. But I want you,
I thought about him every day. Like I couldn't let go. And it was like when I came back, he changed. It's like it
probably did. It probably did.
He just changed into a wholly different person. Like he was just like, okay, whatever you want, whatever you say, you want to put up statues of Buddha, do it.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with that, because he might be wanting to please you as opposed to matching the frequency. He might just be more appeasing to you rather than matching. Be careful of that, young one. Okay.
But you know what, though, Goddess, we can sit and talk about the universe. Like, I can't talk to him. I've never been able to talk to anyone about extraterrestrials or, what's going on in outer space, what's out there, the micro and the macro. Like, me and him get in it. Like, we talk about it. I had this conversation with somebody else, and they're looking at me like, huh? Are you crazy? And he doesn't do that to me.
He
So
loves
it's like,
he.
that's what makes me think, okay, this definitely has to be my twin. He got me out of that fucking Christianity mindset and helped bring me to where I am now, you know?
Yes.
And I hope that it is.
It
I
well,
love this guy.
you love regardless if he's your twin or not. You love him. He loves you. Regardless if he's your twin or not, you share a beautiful family. Regardless if he's your twin or not, he helps you and you help him. Okay. So even if he is or if he isn't, it's still a beautiful union.
I'll accept that.
Okay. But just let it. But be receptive.
Thank you, love.
Be receptive to everything and anything, because at this point, the divine feminine will have way more allowances for alternative life choices without guilt or without fear. Be receptive to that. Okay?
Yes, got it.
Okay, Sea Star. You do well. I wish your family well. And keep being in love and keep being loving. And I support the union.
Thank you. Peace and love, Goddess.
Peace. I love our young sea stars and sun stars. You're showing up tonight. You rock. I support. Listen to this, family. And I just want to do a sidebar. You see how beautiful these young, wonderful, very aware young people are. I think it's amazing. Oh, Ja Vega. Ja Vega's information. Gosh, what is it? Ja Vega. Hold on, I'm gonna give it to you now. I know I'm telling you about Ja Vega, and I'm not even giving you his information. Hold on, I'll give you Ja Vega's information. Hold on, I gotta look for. Okay, so it's javega@yahoo.com. Contact him. He knows. Just say it's from Florboon Show. He knows. Just contact him. He is thebomb.com. He is my astrologer, and he's also an alchemist. So he's another being from another world. Still in the galactic. Thank you so much, Quantum Rays. Quantum Rays is on point. He's 1000% on point. I would never verify somebody if I did not see and have it verified. He is thebomb.com. Okay, Ja Vega. So big up to Ja Vega. Let's go to our next caller. See, I'm keeping it moving, family. Normally, you say I talk too long. Hold on. So, hold on. Did I lose my place? Let's see. Okay, let's do 214-5615. You're on the line with Florboon. Peace, family. 214. 214-5615. Hello. Peace, Sea Star. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi. Hello.
Are you talking? Wait,
Yes, it's you.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry, but okay. Well, my name is Andrea.
Hi.
Just to introduce myself, I was wondering how can I raise my vibration? Because I feel like lately I've been in, I guess, kind of like a rut and kind of stuck in depression.
Okay.
And I'm just having a hard time because at first it was like I just kind of skyrocketed out of nowhere.
Okay.
And then next thing I'm just kind of sitting and stuck. I don't like this feeling. I'm feeling like extremely lonely and sad, and then
Okay.
I don't know. It's just not a good feeling.
Okay. Well, first, I hope you're receptive to changing your words a little bit. That'll help the frequency. So after you go through a period of learning a lot, there's an after period where you have to take the information that you've learned and sit and retain it and source it out. That time afterwards can feel like a rut. It's really not a rut. It's your way of processing this masterful amount of information that you got. And usually when you have such a high, you usually go through a period where you have to source it out and process. So the processing time is what you're going through. It's not called a rut. It's processing the information. So you have to allot for that, okay? So I promise you, it's most likely not a rut. It's a moment in time where you've got a lot of information that needs to be processed properly so that you can utilize it purposefully. Okay? Secondly, the depression could come from the depression sometimes comes from isolation. And you know, I've talked about this before with myself. Sometimes when we go through a quickening or a spiritual, raising of our spirituality fairly quickly, we get out of home court of those who we were used to, but now we're not in alignment with. We don't feel in alignment with others because based on the fact that we no longer are matching their frequency. It feels lonely. It really does. And I've been through that. But what I would like you to do, because now the time frame is more receptive, I want you to start to join a little group on Facebook. You can join us on Facebook. Are you on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure you go to my Facebook page, friend me up, and I'll add you to Cypher after January. And you'll find a whole lot of people that will keep you quite a bit of company so you don't feel lonely. Okay, and you feel supported. That's what you're requiring right now. You're requiring other souls like yourself, and it's making you feel lonely. Okay. Now, as far
also
the depression, is the depression feel? Are you getting the depression from loneliness, or or is it something that you struggled with all your life?
I guess you could say like all my life.
Okay. You've had some traumas in your life?
Not really. I'm just always by myself. I guess you can say that.
Okay. Do you have are you close to your parents or no?
Not yeah, no, not really.
Do you have siblings?
No.
You're the only child?
Yep.
Okay. I would just ask that I want you to join us, okay? That'll help you a little bit. The loneliness might be causing you, and also as an only child, you've been used to being on your own a lot. It's not isolatory. You're not being isolatory by purposefully. You being an only child, just you're used to being by yourself a lot as well. So it doesn't help with you growing in spirituality and frequency. Now you're isolating yourself from maybe friends that maybe you used to hang out with, or you were more in kinship with.
Well, I kind of feel like they're kind of moving on for me more than anything.
Okay. Let them go. Release them. Then
Getting older, they kind of like, everybody's in like a relationship or whatever they're doing career-wise. And I just kind of feel like I'm just stuck alone. Like, I don't know.
Well, maybe it's time.
It doesn't feel good.
Okay. It's not going to.
Whatever it is. I don't know exactly.
The loneliness and the sadness is motivation for you to do something different also. Okay? So if you are still feeling this way, why not? Are you living in a warm region or a cooler region?
I live in Texas.
Okay. So sometimes it's a little cool. It's a little cool now in Texas, but normally it's warmer. Can I ask if it's okay? Would you like to go to a meditation group? Do you do yoga or meditation?
I do meditation every night.
Okay.
Lately it's kind of been a little, like I haven't been able to just, go into that place of just where I'm not here anymore.
Okay.
Like it's been a little harder for me.
You might be struggling chemically. You might have a
I've
little.
been all off, and I don't know what it is.
You might be chemically off a little bit. It sounds like you may be chemically off. Are you a vegetarian or are you eating meat? What is your dietary? What's your diet? Are you?
Yeah, I eat.
You eat meat?
I just eat. Yeah, it's not. I used to try to go vegan and vegetarian, but it was hard.
It sounds like you might have a chemical imbalance. I really think there's a combination here. I think it's a combination of you raising spirituality, but I think just by having a conversation with you, there might be a chemical imbalance. Have you ever been on medication for depression?
No, I've never really did like a group meditation or anything. I just kind of started doing it by myself.
Okay. what I want you to do is socialize a little better. It'll make you feel better. Because I think what's happening now is the isolation is not good for you. I think you have to socialize, and I would ask, they sometimes have group meditations or yoga. I would ask at least once or twice a week if you join a group. Some, they're not very expensive. Go to like the group meditations that are free. I would ask that you do that. It'll help you to free you up a little bit, force you to be more social. You have to be forced to be social at this point. You need a little socialization to get you out of this feeling of isolatoriness, this isolation feeling. I need you to do that. And also, I think you have a little bit of a chemical imbalance going on. So I would ask, are you fairly healthy? Do you eat well? Or, you're a healthy eater?
Not really.
Okay. So this could...
I tried, but after a while, it just kind of got hard.
Okay.
Work, and you don't want to come home and cook. It's just...
Okay. I just ask that because depression could be linked to dairy and eating female animals. Most animals that are killed are female. And it causes for more depression. If you're experiencing chemical imbalance, eating dairy, cheeses, that will encourage, it will actually suppress your system, and it would allot for more depression. I would ask that if you could, one thing, and you can eat what you like, I'm just asking that you take dairy out of your system. It'll make you feel better. So you can add other non-dairy things that you like. Remember, I know a lot of non-dairy things that are yummy and not quite as healthy. They taste good. But I would ask you take dairy out of your system. It's not going to help you with your depression. I think you do have depression. I can feel it in your energy, and it's chemical. I can feel it that it's more chemical. It's a combination, but it's more chemical. I need you to take dairy out of your system. It will help you, I promise you. Taking dairy out of your system will allow you to feel better, and it will raise your frequency a little more. Mother's milk that's stolen from them harms our frequency because you're not in alignment with the harming of a mother and her milk being taken. It will help you.
Okay.
If that's all you do, just do that.
I have one more.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, I have one more question just
Sure.
about the whole twin flame.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I've met my twin flame yet,
Okay.
but like my friends that are around me, they're kind of like they see just like one guy I was with at one point. I don't know what it was with him, but like I kind of like gravitated toward him. My family didn't like him at all, and he didn't like my family either. But like with him, it was like he was the same sign as my dad, which is a Taurus, and I was the same sign as his mom, which is a Leo. And I was just like, I don't know. And then he keeps popping up like in the future times, and I can feel when he's about to, and like I can predict to where like when he's gonna come around. Like I don't know what it is. It's just weird. But I feel like he's more bad for me than anything. Because, like, every time I get around him, it's just kind of like it brings up feelings and emotions that I don't want to deal with. Simply because he kind of took me to a place with myself that was more negative than it was positive. And he was a part of my awakening. He actually was kind of the person who spiraled off my awakening. And it was like, oh, okay, this is a whole new world I'm experiencing. Even though I experienced it when I was younger, it just got suppressed through, school and elementary and all that extra stuff.
Okay.
But like I remember being different. This is like, being different as a child, a teenager, now an adult. So it's kind of like I don't know what it is with him. I don't know what to do. Like I don't know.
Does he reciprocate the feelings that you have?
I don't know, because it's like he keeps popping up, and he'll say one thing, but his actions reflect another. So it's kind of like, if you're not really feeling me, I feel like you should just leave me alone. But then I have to question, why do you keep coming back? Maybe
it's hard to say, because I can't tell until there's some level of interaction that's a little longer. Could he be a twin? It's possible. The fact that your family and his family are adverse to you and him makes me question if he's a twin. Usually twins don't have that kind of aversion from family. Usually families are receptive to twins, meaning that they have a recognition of that being half of you. And because they recognize that's half of you, they recognize that frequency as being you. So generally for, as far as I know, twins don't have aversion with family. That could be it sounds like he could be a karmic mate, like a twin a soulmate. He could be a soulmate here to teach you a lesson about yourself. But he does not sound it, but I can't tell at this point. You guys would have a level, you would have to have a level of interaction first.
Okay.
Okay. But I want you.
Alrighty, that's all I wanted to ask.
Okay. Well, I wish you well, and I hope that you kind of get out of this feeling of isolation. And I would encourage you, please try to, when you're feeling this way, and that's why I think chemical depression should, if anything, if you feel like you're not getting out of this feeling, I would just suggest to you, and this is probably the few times that I will suggest to you is because I know that it may be a necessity for you to be, seek some possible blood work to see if your chemistry is a little off. Because depression is real and it can come on chemically. So it feels like you have a chemical imbalance. It could be from your nutrition. And if you change your nutrition, you don't have to go to pharmaceuticals. That's why I say do something to change your nutrition. Usually if you change it, you will see a difference in how you feel. So if you take dairy out and you feel better, try to keep that as one of your regimens so that you keep healthy like that. Okay?
Alrighty, and also, what is the guy's email for the astrology?
Oh, Javega.
Numerology thing?
Yes. Javega.
How do you spell that?
Jah. Vega, Vega, @gmail.com.
Okay.
Contact Javega. He's wonderful.
And then what is what is the group name on Facebook?
My group? I'm in Flurbrun Cypher, but you have to friend me first on Andromeda and Sea Star Flurbrun. Once you get on Andromeda, once you go to my YouTube video, you'll see the link to my Facebook on any one of my videos. Just click the link and friend me. I don't go to that page too much. That's the mothership. I have ships, sub-ships, like Flurbrun Cypher, Flurbrun Exodus, 13 Magic. I have subgroups that come from the mothership. So once I see that you are appropriate for the subgroups, I kind of push you along to the more personable groups. Flurbrun, Andromeda, Sea Star, and Flurmoon is more the mothership. So yeah, I think you would do well with having some interaction with some of our Sea Stars. I think it would be helpful.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Sea Star. Feel better. Peace. Next caller, 646-6199. You're in the line with Flurbrun. Peace, family. 646. Oh, giggles. I like giggles. You sound like a fairy. Hey. I love giggles.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I called in with my boyfriend. I held the phone.
You called in with your boyfriend? Or
they were asked questions.
Hi, Flurbrun.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. We watch you together all the time.
I love it.
He was really excited when we got and shared my number.
Aw, that's good. I love that you called together.
Yeah, we watch you together as much as we can. we actually had a question about like the twin flame thing, because our story was she's trying to handle the covers right now. She's really nervous. We met at school and at a university a couple years ago, and we were both casted in a play about in Africa about it's called Ruined by Lynn Nottage.
Okay.
And our characters fell in love in the play, and as we met, we also that's when we discovered that we really, really, really liked each other. It was when I first met her at the audition. It was just something I never felt before from another female. It was just automatic, wow, who are you? Like, where have you been?
Yeah.
And we just, clicked all of a sudden. And when we ended up, dating, we're still dating, we found out later down the line that prior that, like, there was people that she knew, that I knew, that we, like, that were in our circles. And we don't live that close to each other. We didn't live that close to each other. They're just people that we ran in contact with each other. And one girl who I knew, she was working at a restaurant my girlfriend went to, and told my girlfriend to go to the university that I was at. So that's how we ended up meeting. So that was a little twin flame story that we are nervous sometimes. Like, are we really twin flames? We get really nervous about it.
Aww.
So
okay.
that's what.
You shouldn't be nervous. Like I told the other young lady, is that if you love each other, if you care for each other and you enjoy each other, it sounds like you guys enjoy each other's company. I love her giggle. She has the cutest little giggle, so I know why you like her. I think it's just beautiful. I think it's beautiful that you have a union of that capacity just on a regular basis. As far as being twin flames, yes, you have some of the criteria, meaning that she and you were in each other's general locale. People knew of you. You were already in the general location. As far as twinning is concerned, again, the invocation when you're, I'm going to talk a little seedy here. When you're having sexual interaction and, you're enthralled with her, you feel it in your heart space. You feel that explosion. You feel that it's almost like a cracking open of an egg, so to speak. You feel that also. With the twin flames, people around you are invoked to be in love. Like they look at you, you are the poster child. Like they emulate you. That's a sign that also you're a twin. People they see it and they stop and they stare because your light is so bright that they want that. They desire it. They're in admiration. Some are in envy if they're not healthy, but others are in admiration. That's a sign of twinning. The universe supports you, meaning that every time you guys get in a fuss or fight, the universe will call her back to you, or her car will break down so she can't get far from you if you have an argument. Or you have an argument with her, but your phone butt dials her, and it dials her even if you want to talk to her. That's another aspect of twinning. It sounds like she and you may be twins if you have a lot of that going on. And you shouldn't be worried if you're not a twin. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's happened. We actually did get into an argument, and she wanted to leave. One time, she left without telling me she was leaving the apartment, and the bus broke down, so she had to call me to come pick her up.
That's a twinning.
I had to come get her.
Yes, that's a twinning, because twinning, once you have a twin, the universe wants it. It's like the magnetic fields will now know that it's almost like you ever have a magnet is so far apart it doesn't pull, right? But as soon as you bring that magnet close and it sticks together, try to pull it apart. But as long as it's in the general location, it will always pull back together. That's what happens with twinning. Once you meet up, that pull is so strong. Even if she tries to leave, even if you try to do something, it will always bring you back together. It's a fact. That's what twinning is. That's why they deter it. That's why they try to stop it, because that's it, and the universe will support it. It will do everything to keep the twins together, because right now at this cycle, at the beginning of a new cycle, we're supposed to get together with our twins so long as they're earthbound. So it sounds like she may be a twin.
Okay.
Or you may be a twin, or you're both twins.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely so. I feel it. I feel it.
You love her.
I enjoy it.
I can feel the love.
We also noticed that, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said I feel the love. I feel the love and admiration. I feel it over the phone. I feel it. And even if she's not on the phone, I can feel her inquisitiveness. I can feel her vibration. I can feel her yearning for that verification, for the validation of you being twins. She doesn't need me to do that. She can do that herself.
Yeah, she's smiling right now. She's looking at you like, yeah, excited. We both are. I had one more question. Oh, even before I get to that, I had a dream actually, because I was thinking about this one time that you were in my dream. I think I went to the magic school that you were at, And my question was this exact question. And you were like, well, and you asked the rest of the class, like, there was other people around, and like, so what do you guys think? And everybody was like, it worked. But I guess wanted me to understand that it worked. So it was kind of like, well, see how you feel. And I feel good about it. I think I know it is. It feels good.
Good. You asked that same question in magic school about this?
I did. The exact same question. What was it? The 20?
And I want to verify this too, because many people know this already. But whatever you experience in spirit will come down and manifest in actuality and in physical. So it's interesting that you visited me in the etheric realm, and we're now having this conversation in the matrix.
Yes. And I felt the same way in there that I feel now. Like nervous, but excited.
No need.
It's the same exact feeling. So I know I'm on the right track there.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. That's really, this is exciting. Thank you so much for answering it there and answering it.
I support you both infinitely. I wish you happy twinning. And if the case that you are a twin, I expect that you'll be sparking others to twin up. So please do so, and always share your story. I think the fact that you're both so lovely, I can feel your energy, and I like her giddy energy. I like her vibration, and like I said, I can feel it over the phone. But her candor, that vibration will help to spark others, and it is not your duty, but it is what you're made to do. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Happy twinning.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Same to you. Peace. Listen, family. Are you getting it? Like this is what I'm talking about. You see the calls, you feel the energy. That is so beautiful. You feel the joy and love. And this is sun stars expressing their love. That's twinning. Twinning is the males being unhindered by their love and affection for the divine. He loves her. He said that so publicly, so unapologetically. That's part of the twinning. They want to reveal it. They want to talk about their love. That is an indication of what's healthy. And regardless, like I said to him, regardless if they're twins or not, I support that. That is beautiful. That is what we desire to see. That is part of the process of our healing, and that is part of divine unity. But that is very much in alignment with twinning. So I love it. Let them spark you all. Spark you all, twins. Activate. I love it. Oh, we got love in the air. Let's keep going, family. We got more phone calls. Oh my goodness. Let me make sure I'm in alignment. I lose sight of phone calls. So if you're like, did she answer my phone call? I may have not. Some of you have different times. Oh, 19. I'm going to get 214-8871. 214-8871. Your number went to 1919. 214.
Hello?
Peace, sister.
Greetings. Wow. I just want to say that this is an amazing moment in time for everyone on this call. And so I thank you for your love and light.
Appreciate it.
Asked, why is it that your twin will say and do things and run from you? Now, I've been on here, and of course, you basically answered the question, but when it's your personal journey,
yes,
it makes you wonder sometimes, this is too crazy. I can't even put it into words.
Yes.
I'm in a relationship, but I'm not.
Yes.
I'm being told we need to separate, but we've never been in a relationship.
Yes.
And so I get it the more that I'm listening and learning. So thank you. I'd love to talk with you one-on-one if possible.
Absolutely. You can contact me, delgaddess@gmail.com. DELGADDESS@gmail.com. Okay.
Awesome. Awesome.
I
So
think
what is that about?
it's
When
about,
you meet someone,
yeah,
you have this magnetic attraction,
yes.
and no matter how hard you try to leave them alone, they come back,
Some of this could
and
be,
you accept them.
yes. Some of this could be karmic, but other twin flames are known to do this. This is like a classic, when there's like a classic signature to something, that's a classic signature to a twin flame, and it's usually the males. The males do this because they're afraid of that energy.
Mm-hmm.
They're afraid of that connection. They're afraid of being a slave to love, because the patriarchy did a number on our males, and it disallowed males from truly connecting to the divine partners. They knew that this time would come. They knew that the end of the cycle was very near. So they took all necessary precautions to make sure they would make it as difficult and possible. And part of them doing that is conditioning the female to feel like, to not be able to recognize divinity in a partner, and make us subsidiaries to males. And it did the opposite of males and made males feel so much more privileged and less invested, or less driven to build or grow or accept love in a way that made them feel vulnerable. So thus, let's go fast forward to your situation. You have a male who's propelled to be with you. Propelled, meaning that magnetically, they will always pull towards you, even if they fight it. He's fighting it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's conditioned, and he's still suffering from MK Ultra, of his previous sickness and his condition in patriarchy. It will subside because the divine feminine energy is coming in. It's sweeping, it's clearing, and it's healing males' disposition, and it's healing females' feeling of subsidiariness, our subsidiary sense of self. So what I say, if you can be patient and allow, because remember I told you during the new moon is when the Andromedan said that the floodgates have been opened with twin flames, meaning that all that was deterring you and him, it's coming, it's here. He's going to come, and he will be less resistant, and he'll be more open. But be careful, because when someone feels fearful of love to that degree, you don't want to frighten them and make them feel like they're going to lose themselves. That's what he's feeling. In loving you, he may feel like he'll lose himself. And you can encourage him and let him realize that in loving you, he is freeing himself. That's all he's doing.
Awesome.
It'll be beautiful.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Hopefully that was helpful.
Very. Ashe.
Peace. Our next caller, 217-9369. You're on the line with Fleur Brune. 217-9369. Peace, family. Peace, family. 217. Take your phone off mute.
Hey,
Hey. Hello. 217.
oh,
That's you.
is that Bethany?
That's you.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad. I was really scared I wasn't gonna catch you this time.
Aw. Well, you've got me on. Peace, C-Star. What's good?
Okay, so I've been going through some things. I want to meet my twin flame. I'm not actually even sure if I'm twins. At first, I was giving up on like, oh, I don't need that. My life right now just focus on ascending. But everything that you were like saying and explaining about a twin flame thing, like, sorry, I'm getting nervous.
Don't be nervous. You're fine. You're fine. Wait, hold on 1 second. Just speak a little louder and just clear, because you're a little muffled.
Okay, I got it off speaker now.
Perfect.
So, I suppose that I may have ran into my twin flame. I remember there was details you said.
Yeah.
that some twin flames may have have sexual intercourse too soon.
Yes.
Or when you're around twin flame, you really get really nervous. Like,
yes.
I think I may have encountered, because me and my mom study about that, and I learned that there's a twin flame. There's a chaser twin flame, and there's the runner twin flame, right?
Yes. It's sometimes like that. It can be perceived like that. Yes. I love that you said that. Yes.
Well, sometimes I feel like I'm the runner, and sometimes I feel like I'm the chaser, depending on how sometimes I'll feel like, oh, well, maybe I should meditate, see if I can find them. But things have just been a little tricky for me. I've been trying to be a little bit freer, keep it off my mind, because I felt like maybe if I opened up more and became more social, it'd be easier for me to run into my twin flame. But then again, they also say that your twin flame will come to you if you're balanced. Well, I think I may have ran into my twin flame. I'm not sure. He came over and out of the blue, and it's been like some years. And when I was talking to him, I felt all of those things that you were explaining, how you feel around the twin flame. I was afraid. And when I looked at the it scared me.
Well, be careful with that.
I don't know.
Be careful with that, because it could be your own shadows you're seeing. Usually with your twin, that's why I say the purge happens, because you'll see shadows in you, and that's where the purge has to happen. So what low vibration you may be sensing in him could be a shadow, your shadow aspect being viewed through his eyes, but it's still part of you. So it may not mean he's not your twin, but that's part of the purge, the shadowing showing up. The purge is like idiosyncrasies, little things that you fielded out. There are a lot of things that need to be sourced out so that the union can be solidified perfectly and purposefully. And twins also, hold on, I just lost my pens out. With also twinning, are you there? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
here.
okay.
Yes, I'm listening. I just want to catch it all. That's why
Okay.
I'm a little silent. I just want to catch it all.
With twinning too, they're always in your environment. They're always your twin will be in your striking distance. Now, okay, someone said this, big up to my bougies. I got my bougies up in Beverly Hills. If you are, and this is one of the sea stars that I know who stated something. They come from a little bit of a wealthier demographics, and they have less restrictions as far as geographically. So she stated, and I don't know this for fact, I'm just going on someone else's story about a twinning that happened with people. One was in the Swiss Alps, and the other one lived in France. If you know that the Swiss Alps border France, but it's still far enough apart. They used to go to the same skiing place every year, and their families knew each other, and they didn't really know each other personally, but everybody else in their environment knew each other. They regularly the same places, but they weren't living in the same country, but they were always in the same places and same family, same frequency of people. Then they got together, twinning effect, and my girlfriend said that she thinks that's a twinning. I think she's right, based on their economical expansion, meaning that they have more access to more geographical areas at a more easily accessed. I think that's a little different. So I think, certain people have twinning in that way. I think it's plausible, but generally for all simple practical purposes, most twinning, he's around you. He's somewhere, he knows your people. He's somewhere so close to you that it will bug you out when you meet him, because you'll be like, oh my gosh, he's always been around. Your twin is already in your environment.
Okay.
They're there. So
Okay.
if you saw them.
That's very reassuring. I thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I was just wondering, because I when it comes to my intuition, lately I've been really feeling like and listening to it, and it gives me chills.
Yeah.
But I definitely need to talk to you. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I'm glad I need to talk to him.
And be open and receptive. the twinning process is part of our cycle, and it's a gift to us too, because it's like, okay, we've learned it, we reincarnated several times, we went through one of these spiritual lessons. Okay, this is your gift. This is your reward. You get to meet your other half, and source all that you've learned together and unite and feel as one. It is absolutely beautiful, and it is being allotted right now. It is a fact. I'm seeing it happening. So don't talk about if it's going to happen. Just think about when it's going to happen. That's it. It will happen.
Right.
Just be receptive and be practical. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, just be receptive and be practical.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. Yes.
And I also have a question about, because lately I really do want to get into being a full vegan. Like, I've made a lot of changes. I really don't eat dairy products, eggs, milk. I do almond milk. I'm not gonna lie, I have a little bit of cheese here and there.
Okay.
I know it's not good for you.
No, be balanced.
But,
No, I won't judge you.
'Cause
I'm not judging you on that. Being balanced means that you're just not ODing on certain things. Okay, so you don't. If I tell people veganism can be positive, but it can be negative to someone whose body is not for that life. Not everybody can be a vegan, and it's not healthy for everybody. It's true. It's higher in vibration, meaning that you're not harming animals, yes. And you're not consuming animal products, yes. But if it is an aversion to your body and your body's requiring things that you no longer can get, we got to be careful with that. So I think it's good I think like this. If you're a meat eater, instead of eating meat every day, have meat once a month or once a week. I think that's healthier. You know what I mean? If you're going to do it. If you want to try being a vegan, make sure you do everything necessary to make sure you check and make sure that you're getting all your vitamins and minerals. It's very important.
Okay. Yes. Like spirulina, right?
Yeah, spirulina is wonderful. Make sure that you're getting very green veggies. Some people have aversions to too many greens. There's some people whose adrenals are more acclimated to being fruitarians. Some people who are mixed with the Caribbean people, who are mixed with the Carib, the Arawak, and the Taino, they're very much more acclimated to eating more fruitarian and being more based in pescatarian lifestyle. But the fish are all sick. So, that's when you get aversions based on genetics. So try it. Try the lifestyle. See how you feel. And if it feels good, continue it.
And it does. It's just that for some reason I'm tempted back into meat. I can go at least a week or two without it, and then it's just something.
It's not tempted.
Usually the red meat is that.
Yeah, it's not tempted.
I've been trying to. Oh, sorry.
It may not be tempted. Watch your words. You might be craving it, and it might be something your body is lacking. So it could be. Are you more Native American? Where are your peoples from? Where's your family from?
I was born and raised, yes, in America. I've been recently looking at my lineage to really understand where I'm from, and a lot of my history is Native.
Okay.
Like Chautauqua, Chisholm, and Creole.
Okay. Deer. Your family, your ancestors ate deer, venison, buffalo. If you start to engage,
okay, I like meats like that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't eaten meat and like that since Nashville and since I was younger.
Most indigenous groups from the Americas, especially North America, their ancestors, the natives, ate buffalo meat and deer, quail, things of those nature. And you will find that if you engage in eating meats that are less chemicalized, generally buffalo is less chemicalized, but it's very expensive, but it's healthier for those indigenous bloodlines. Deer, venison, that's why I have a respect for hunters who utilize everything that if they slay a deer, usually they'll eat the meat, they'll utilize the hide, and they use the whole body in respect for the animal. So deer is one of the things they don't put over the market, but they don't want indigenous people eating their indigenous foods, because once you start eating your indigenous foods, you start opening up codons, and some of your ancestral memories will come back. So that's why they don't encourage indigenous people of color, to eat venison, even though it will unlock certain information, because deers are connected to a lot of their ancestors. They worship deer, not worship, but they had respect for deers, and there was a kinship between those animals, the buffalo and the deer, with many of the indigenous
Yeah, I
tribes.
understand they're sacred.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you get a chance and, try veganism, do it very sensibly. Make sure you go into it slowly. But if you're requiring meat, I think that your body's craving it. It's something that you need. You may not be one of those people who can uphold that lifestyle. It is not for everyone. And it is not healthy for everyone. Don't believe the hype. If the Matrix is proponing veganism and they're promoting it, you best believe they know that certain people are going to get more sick than they'll get healthy. That's why they do it. We're not all the same. We're not. We can look alike and have very different genetics. Remember that.
Okay, and thank you for that too, because there's another spirit guide that I watch, and I listen to. His name's Ralph Smart, and he really promotes and he really encourages everyone to become a vegan. But there was another spirit guy named Brian, and he had, when he went vegan, he actually did videos so that we could watch him. His whole 7-day step of becoming a vegan, his fasting and all that. He had parasites inside of him. Parasites were coming out of him.
Of course.
Because he was becoming a vegan.
Okay. Well, his body was purging, the parasites. The phone is going to cut off. I don't want it to cut off you. I thank you for calling in. I appreciate your vibration, and I wish you well on your journey.
Thank you.
Peace, C-Star.
See you.
So family, yes, obviously the phone line's about to cut off. So before they cut me off this time, I actually got them, watch them, leave it on, and so on. It's going to say goodbye. Oh, see?
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay. So I want to thank everyone who joined me tonight on Talking on Twinning. I think this is I think this is really, really phenomenal evening. I didn't think it would turn out so masterfully. Twins were calling in. Do you hear the gems we got tonight? We were sparked. Many people on this call right now just got sparked and ignited and became much more magnetized to their twin. And I will tell you a little secret. A little secret. Fleur Brune has met her twin. That's all I'll say. So anyway, family, thank you for joining us. I said us. I feel like I'm one of those people who have all these personalities. But anyway, thank you for joining me again tonight. I really appreciate you again, being so supportive. And I wanted to also thank, there's quite a few people who've been making donations to Fleur Brune Cypher. You are so phenomenal, and I'm so thankful and grateful to you. And I just wanted to say, for all the people who donate to Cypher, that is for our Sea Stars who are going to do the Exodus, and hopefully sooner than later. And I'm grateful for you doing so. So I know a gentleman just made a donation. I'll give the names of those people who made donations, because I like to give shout outs anyway. I like to give shout outs just to give shout outs. So, but I wanted to say thank you for everyone making donations to the Fleur Brune Cypher, the Fleur Brune Sanctuary. I think it's just a beautiful thing, and again, that's for those others doing that exodus. So, and thank you for joining me again on this night. I know I was so tired. I was traveling this week, and I came back, and I kind of thought I hadn't done my show in 2 weeks, so I wanted to make sure I did it this evening for you, and I thought it was absolutely a treat. So, have a wonderful evening. For those who are celebrating New Year's Eve, even though it's not New Year's. If you're following the Gregorian calendar, then it's a New Year's. But other calendars state that this is really not the New Year's. But I'm all about celebration and enjoying. So regardless of what holiday it is, I enjoy every celebration. And I put my own spin on it. So anyway, family, enjoy your evening. Thank you for joining Aquarius Rising 9th Gate. Join me again next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another wonderful topic. We'll be having some really great guests on. So I love you, and peace.